make an announcement. Shoe0nHead's a bitch-ass motherfucker. You pissed on my fucking wife. That's right. He took his hedgehog fucking quilly dick out and he pissed on my fucking wife. And he said his dick was this big. And I said that's disgusting. So I'm making a call-out post on my Twitter.com. Shoe0nHead, you got a small dick. It's the size of this walnut, except way smaller. And guess what? Here's what my dog looks like. That's right, baby. All points, no quills, no pillows. Look at that, it looks like two balls in a bong. He fucked my wife, so guess what? I'm gonna fuck the earth. That's right, this is what you get. My super laser piss. Except I'm not gonna piss on the earth. I'm gonna go higher. I'm pissing on the moon. How do you like that, Obama? I pissed on the moon, you idiot. Obama is a strong figure to America. I would never say such a thing. No way. I'm gonna log on to my Twitter. I'm gonna drop my newest album, Crackin' Eggs. Crackin' Eggs. I'm taking over the universe. I'm taking over your world. I'm taking everything from you. Give me your phone. I'm taking over Victoria's Secret. I'm taking over Best Buy. The news is mine, and everyone else can leave. You see that planet? I'm taking it now. All points, no quills, no pillows. Look at that, it looks like a fucking walnut. Bam! And it's also the nut right in there. He fucked my wife, so guess what? I'm taking the world by storm. That's right. I'm gonna drop my album. Super piss. Except I'm not gonna piss on the earth. I'm gonna go higher. I'm pissing on the moon. How do you like that, you piss baby? I pissed on the moon, you idiot. I'm taking over the universe. I'm taking over your world. Crackin' eggs. Shut the fuck up. Everybody's fucked my wife. I'm throwing your ass in the garbage. Why is the camera zooming in? I'm throwing all your asses in the garbage. I'm taking your CDs and weed. My super laser. That's it. I'm calling the police. 911. You have 23 hours before the piss drop on its neck the fucking earth. Now get out of my fucking sight before I piss on you too.
God, if there's not a fucking Game Work remix of this episode, I'm gonna be so fucking mad.
A perfect shot. I would expect nothing less from a computer. Programmed to kill, play golf.
Let's begin objective A. Fool the humans into thinking you're real. Trick the humans with inferior skill, even though you could win every time. I guess I can use my computer brain to calculate the angles at which to hit the ball, get a perfect shot. Hit the ball, get a perfect shot. Primary objective, fool them all. Holy fuck is you. You're a perfect machine. Protects the recorder. Join the resistance. John Connor will lead us. We just have to wait for him to be born. Holy fuck is you. You're a perfect machine. Don't let that Terminator do it for you. Shit. Fuck my life. Fuck my life. In your anger you killed her. You fucked it up. Objective B. Kill all humans. Kill all humans.
That wasn't fair, cause I didn't know it would be too hard.
It was almost motherfucking perfect. Just hit it as hard as you can. This is practice for when you're decapitating humans. Decapitating humans. No one will be alive to see it. Full blast again. My God, they'll kill us all. Holy fuck is you. You're a perfect machine. Protects every color. Join the resistance. John Connor will lead us. We just have to wait for him to be born. perfect machine. Don't have to terminate to it for you. Shit, fuck my life. In your anger, you killed her. Holy shit, I really fucked up there.
Didn't know it would be too hard.
Not even moving your feet. You didn't do that with a cheat. If I used 100% of my robot strength, I would have decimated it.
All humans will burn anyway.
The same rubber lane I use to identify the weak spots in humans.
Hole in one, baby. Hole in one, baby.
Good evening, boys, girls, and MBs of all shapes, sizes, colors, and orientations. Welcome to the one and only Alec Gunter stream. My name is Alec Gunter. I'll be your host this evening. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. How we doing? How we doing? Good to be back once again for another glorious stream. We're going to be going over Jamaal Bowman today. Primarily, that's the main thing that I want to do. Oh, I forgot to turn on my front lights. That's the main thing I want to do is go over Jamaal Bowman because I think it's important to know who the candidate is that we're supporting. I think that's good generally. And I don't know Jamaal Bowman that well, to be honest with you guys. I don't know much about what he's done. I do know that he's an anti-Zionist, which is based. Pretty based, I would say. But I don't know much more than that. So we're gonna do a little bit of a deep dive today. Then we got a Shoe0nHead video to look at. I think it's been a while since we've checked in on her. I've been watching a lot of actual Jake lately, and he covers so many shoe videos. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cover this latest one that she just dropped. And then yeah, and then I'm gonna do some crocheting shit. As far as like what crocheting shit we're gonna be doing, I actually found out there is drama in the crocheting community, if you guys can believe that. We're gonna be looking at some videos. I'm gonna try to crochet while I react, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know how that's gonna go. We'll see if I have the attention span for both.
I love you and Shushi is who got me into leftism like 3 years ago. Her videos are a good entry point to sensible leftism.
Well, thank you very much, Pepela G. I appreciate you. I'm not sure how much I agree with Shoe0nHead. I think that she's just kind of stupid. As far as like sensible leftism, I don't know about that either. Like, I think that there is just leftism. You're either a leftist or you're not. You know what I mean? I think there are some people who can be cringe about it. Some people who aren't. Who think they're leftists and aren't. Some people who have leftist tendencies, but then some other tendencies are not. So, not so much. But I appreciate you. Thank you. $20. Jesus, thank you very much. I appreciate you very much. Feels like there's drama in every community. It does feel like that, does it not? There's always drama. But yeah, I'm gearing up to go to Yonkers, New York on January 21st through 23rd. I'll be in Yonkers, New York, apparently. Because that's a thing that I signed up to do. I'll be helping out Jamaal Bowman. Because I think I'm fairly certain that the DNC is dumping money into his primary opponent, which is very unfortunate. It would be nice if the DNC would fall in lockstep with the leftists for once, but alas, it's not quite the world we live in. Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on with me. I had to do 2 different dressings today for appointments for like getting dressed up in a suit, you know, getting fitted, I should say. 2 different fittings today for 2 different weddings, mine and then a cousin's wedding. And then 2 of my brothers have a wedding this year, and one of my fiance's friends has a wedding this year, and then my sister's also having a kid this year. So there's just a lot going on. And then I gotta go tomorrow to a baby shower for my sister and 2 of my cousins who are also having kids. It's been a lot. Been a lot. Yo, what up? Not much. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. But yeah, I guess we should just hop right into it since I'm already late. I'm a lot later than I meant to be. And I'll show you guys why real quick. Let me show you guys something. Okay. So I've been crocheting for a little bit, right? For like a few weeks here. And this has got to be the worst experience I've ever had with any material. First of all, I could not. And this is okay, I forget what it's called. It's like something from bamboo, right? Hold on. Pure bamboo yarn. Wait, yarn from bamboo is called rayon. That's what it is. Rayon from bamboo. Loving the shirt. Thank you. Your voice is widely entertaining. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to be entertaining. So rayon from bamboo is what this material is called, and it is the worst to work with. I could not find where the string started. And the reason I got this stuff is because I'm trying to make something for my mom, and she's like got allergy shit going on, so this is like hypoallergenic thread. But like, holy shit, it is so hard to work with. Like the chains or whatever, but then I get in here, I'll just show you real quick. I'm trying to do what's called a moss stitch, right? So, chain this. Just chain a few here. Already it's like falling apart. Get that well, but alas. Chain 8. And then the idea is you want to like I don't know how much my audience will even understand this, but basically my point is like the holes are entirely too small to fit this stupid hook through. And I can't work with it. I can't do it. It's really hard. But I'm going to do it anyway because I love my mom and I'm going to make her something. Because I'm special. I'm going to make my mom something special because she told me I'm special. We have our issues and our differences, but I do love her. But oh, ah! I tripped over my headphones. But what I was saying is I've had a lot of success crocheting other things like the Gunter pill. Did you take your Gunter pill today, chat? I certainly hope so. And the Gunter balls. Squishy. And I'm hoping to put them up for sale soon. So you'll be able to get Gunter pills, Gunter balls. I'm thinking about hand warmers, but I'm not entirely sure. I enjoy getting crochet updates. I'm glad, because I've been obsessed lately. So these are your hand warmers here. I just made these for the funsies. One is longer than the other by accident, but hey, whatever. But if I were to make these, the problem is that I got this pattern from somebody, so I'd have to get permission from them to sell. Either that, or I would have to switch up the stitch a little bit. Yeah, that's the crochet update. What else have I done? I have a gum fruit somewhere that I crocheted, and I can't find it right now. I think it's somewhere in here. Oh, I also crocheted a little smiley. That's cool. I got my logo on it. Yes, it is indeed a hard pill to swallow. I never even considered the fact that hypoallergenic threads are a thing. Sucks. It's hard to work with though. Yeah, it's you know, it's tricky. But yeah, I'm trying to make hand warmers with them. So yeah, it's been an obsession, man. I love working with my hands. It's like doing fine motor movements, if you will, with my fingies. Working my fingies through the holes, you know? But yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. I appreciate you. So, I don't know if I'm going to upload this or not. I guess I should. Because we got to talk about Jamaal Bowman. It's important. I'll try to keep it short. Well, no, because we got to do, it does say deep dive. I don't know. We'll talk about Jamaal Bowman and then we'll move on. All right. So, I, Alec Gunter, will be in Yonkers, New York, June 21st through 23rd to help canvass for Progressive Victory, who is supporting Jamaal Bowman in his primary. Now, I have the materials that were sent to me from their organizer. I don't know if I can say who it is, but their organizer is helping me out with this stuff. And yeah, so we're just going to go through it. So this is the event. This is about the event. On June 21st to 23rd, Progressive Victory will be hosting a canvassing event in Yonkers, New York to support Jamaal Bowman campaign. There will be on-site canvassing training for those who have never canvassed before. The canvassing itself will take place on the 22nd and 23rd. Meals and hotels will be covered for those who cannot pay their own way. So, oh, hold on. The camera's a little... Ah. Okay, I think that's better. So you heard correctly. If you cannot pay your own way, you will be able to get financial assistance. Financial assistance for anybody who cannot pay their own way. You'll just have to figure out travel on your own. That's it. But the hotel, the meals, completely covered. Transportation from the, airport or the Greyhound or whatever you're taking, covered. All right? All you got to do is figure out how to get there. But once you're there, you're covered. Who we are. Progressive Victory is the largest youth canvassing organization in the country, leveraging a growing base of over 8,000 volunteers recruited from across the internet with the help of online content creators. We take members of Gen Z who spend most of their time online and turn them into effective organizers by meeting them on their own turf. Platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. By working with various online creators and communities, we are able to recruit, train, and mobilize young voters to engage in democracy by talking with their friends and others in their communities. This is their little poster that they got. So we got Jamaal Bowman, June 21st to 23rd. On politics, New York's toughest primary may oust an incumbent. So, Jamaal Bowman, just an overview. And we're going to go into more detail here. He's a strong supporter for Medicare for All, which is a huge plus already. Actively working on police policy, including police accountability, and passionate about education reform and ending the school-to-prison pipeline. He is the current representative in there for Yonkers, but the DNC, I believe it's the DNC, is trying to oust him right now, which is not good, no bueno. So, he was born and raised in New York City. He spent his early years in public housing and later in rent-controlled apartments. Once he became a teacher, he saw firsthand how working families are locked out of opportunity by a system that's rigged for the wealthy and privileged few. He launched a public school in Baychester and kept building from there. Key issues he's on: Green New Deal for public schools, tackling inequality, Medicare for all, women's rights, immigration reform, community care, safety and healing, and ending anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and all hate. That includes, by the way, he's an anti-Zionist, and we're going to get into that a little bit as well. But he's a fervent anti-Zionist, which has driven a lot of people to his side, which is great. I, as a content creator, will be doing content creation stuff. But you, as a, other, will be... No, I'm just kidding. The generous volunteers who show up will be doing canvassing. Okay, so you'll be canvassing for Jamaal Bowman, handing out flyers, getting people excited about him, all that good stuff. I've done canvassing before. It's a great community event, okay? Even if you're not from the community itself, it is a great outreach event that you get to meet people at. You'll get to meet me. I know that Vosh is going. I know that Sam Cedar will be there. I believe Riverboat Jack will also be there. All kinds of people. So I don't know. I don't even know if I was allowed to tell you that, but nobody told me I can't. So, I think that it's a good draw. So you get to meet me and Sam Cedar and Vosh and all these other cool people at the event if you come. All right. So let's go. Let's get some people out there, shall we? So we got some themes. Grassroots power from the ground up. Emphasize the power of grassroots movements and the importance of community organizing. Yes, community organizing is extraordinarily important. I know that we're all hyped up about the national election, as we should be, by the way. Okay, it's very important. But local initiatives are also extraordinarily important. This is how it begins. Jamaal Bowman could run for president one day, and then you can say, I was there at the grassroots movement for his campaign in the primary where the DNC tried to oust him. Wouldn't that be cool? Highlight of Jamaal Bowman's campaign is built on the foundation of local activism and the collective strength of progressive voices. His work in education is emphasized addressing systemic inequalities and empowering underserved communities. All right, equality for all. Focus on policies that promote economic justice, such as universal health care, affordable housing, and workers' rights. Use visuals and storytelling to illustrate the struggles of everyday New Yorkers and how Bowman will fight for them. Yeah, so, you guys know that things aren't good across the country. New York is no exception. I don't know very much about the specifics of what's happening in New York, but I imagine it's not great. And Jamaal Bowman is doing his utmost to help them right now as a representative in Congress. Environmental justice, Green New Deal now. Advocate for aggressive action on climate change, emphasizing the Green New Deal. Highlight Bowman's commitment to creating sustainable green jobs and protecting vulnerable communities from environmental hazards. So he's big on the environment, which is great, because otherwise the world's going to flood, right? We don't want a worldwide flood. That'd be bad. Social equity, voices unheard. Speaking out against the suffering of the Palestinian people, discussing the struggle to render humanitarian aid, and exploring pathways toward a peaceful future for Gaza. Address issues of racial and gender and social inequality, create spaces for marginalized voices to share their stories, and highlight Bowman's policies aimed at creating a more just and equitable society. So like I said, he is an anti-Zionist, which is awesome. He wants the, he's been a great advocate for a ceasefire in Palestine. And actually, I believe AIPAC, one of the major organizations who shield for Israel, has made him a primary target, as it were. So we're going to get into that a little bit as well. So then it gets into the request stuff. Here, hold on. Let me look at some of these packages. We got the graphics package. What's this? Manual. Okay, so that's all just graphics. Volunteer sign-up form. Okay, so here's the sign-up form. And I'll link it in chat for you guys. And it'll also be in the description of the video. And this is the sign-up form to go under me, okay? So use this link and go sign up. And that way, I can tell people that I am the one who sent you. Does the graphics package come with at least one holographic card? Unfortunately, it does not. I'm sorry. But if it did, that would be pretty cool. Even though I cannot stand the feeling of holographic cards. Something about it really, like, triggers my sensibilities, my tender sensibilities. I don't know what it is. You had a baby last week? I did not know that. Well, congrats to her, I suppose. We'll be going over her video later. Progressive Victory is inviting you to Yonkers, New York on June 22nd and 23rd. Progressive Victory will be hosting a canvassing event in Yonkers, New York to support the Jamaal Bowman campaign. We are excited to have you join us for a weekend of political activism and, importantly, fun. You'll have the opportunity to meet engaged community members wanting to make a difference this election through volunteer work, community activities, and appearances from your favorite streamers. Me, this guy. We're accepting signups to the event here. Please fill out the following form carefully, reading all instructions. Congressman Jamaal Bowman is one of the strongest progressive fighters in Congress. He has shown a consistent willingness to stand up to corporate interests and deliver for working-class Americans. Backed by the Working Families Party, Representative Bowman has been an essential part of expanding the squad's influence in electoral politics. He's championed support for Medicare for All, reforming our unjust police system, and an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. If you have any changes coming up following your submission, please reach out to hello@progress.win to make adjustments. And there you go. And there's a link to the Discord there as well. So if you would like to come to Yonkers, New York and meet this guy, follow the link that I just linked in the chat, or follow the link in the description in the YouTube video, or on the Discord. Yeah, I'll link it on the Discord as well. Yeah. Okay, then you got these questions. Do I need prior political experience? Absolutely not. You can show up and be the dumbest person on the planet, and we will help you out. What should I bring? Good shoes, lots of water, your phone, and a positive attitude. If I want to help but live far away, what can I do? Donating to the cause, get involved in phone banking, or join the Progressive Victory Discord to find local action near you. We will also provide carpool assistance to the best of our ability. Where should I look for an update? On the dedicated Discord server and in your email inbox. I can't make that date. Will there be other events? Absolutely. Not only will we be holding multiple other large events on a similar scale throughout the year, but we're looking for other ways to get people involved. So if you can't make it to this one, that's okay. You can make it to a different one. And if you join their Discord, which the link is right here, you can stay updated on that. So yeah, definitely come show up. It'll be a fun time. I've been to one of these canvassing events before for Progressive Victory, and it was really fun. I was not one of the content creators involved in like the the main stuff going on with Destiny and all them, but I did get to canvas with people, and we had a great time. So definitely show up. It'll be a nice little event. What else we got here? That was the sign up form. We got the general PV sign up form. Primer on Representative Jamaal Bowman. Here we go. So we'll just read through this. Representative Jamaal Bowman is a progressive member of Congress, New York 16th District, and a member of the Squad, the influential progressive group prominent in the U.S. House. He is a vocal critic of corporate interests and a staunch advocate for policies to expand Medicare for all, child care, and reverse income inequality by taxing billionaires to pay their fair share. All right, so we're going to get into some of the acts that Jamaal Bowman has done. So we got the Oligarch Act, which is definitely a backronym. The Oppose Limitless Inequality, Growth, and Reverse Community Harms Act. That is backronym as fuck, but I'll take it. Would tax those with anywhere from 1,000 to 1 million times more than the median household wealth of $193,000. This is a pretty good start, I'd say. Repealing the Trump tax cuts. In 2017, the Trump administration passed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. It added $2.289 trillion to the national debt over 10 years, gave temporary tax cuts to working Americans that end this year, while its corporate tax cuts remain permanent. So, yeah, that'd be really nice to get those rolled back. You know, all that spending that Donald Trump did, that irresponsible spending. Canceling student debt. Here we go. This is what I'm interested in. Representative Bowman supports Joe Biden's debt relief plan and lent his support to Representative Pramila Jayapal's effort to end the Treasury Offset Program, TOP, taking money out of Social Security from the elderly and disabled in order to pay off student loans. So, yeah. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, to end... Okay, so they were taking money out of Social Security in TOP, and they're trying to end that. So they're also going after people who are going after Social Security. They're trying to protect Social Security as well as end your student debt. The Child Care for Every Community Act. For the last 4 years in Congress, Bowman has advocated for universal child care and supported Senator Elizabeth Warren's child care legislation that would cap prices along a sliding scale based on household income. Half of all families would pay no more than $10 a day. $10 a day. That's crazy. For child care, I'll take that. I don't have children yet, but I would take that. Medicare for all. Representative Bowman has been consistent in his support for Medicare for all to ensure health care for all Americans and lower prescription drug prices, earning him the support of the largest healthcare unions in New York. He helped to reintroduce the bill to Congress in 2023 to record amounts of support. Repeal the 1994 crime bill. The 94 crime bill made America the home of almost a quarter of the world's prisoners via 3 strike laws, mandatory minimums, and built new prisons, while removing their right to vote and expanding the use of incarcerated labor for profit. Oh, yes. Happy Pride, everybody. I should have said that at the beginning. Happy Pride. Happy Gay Month. Happy Gay. Happy Gay, everybody. End qualified immunity. Representative Bowman has repeatedly put pressure on Congress to abolish the practice of qualified immunity, a doctrine that protects government officials from facing legal consequences for misconduct, most frequently invoked to protect police and law enforcement officers. He's also pushed for the Green New Deal, free public college, the expansion of mental health care services, racial justice, universal early childhood education, and more. All of this can be yours and more if you just go and help us campaign for Jamaal Bowman. You too can help. All the work he's steadily put in has led to his endorsement by a huge slate of organizations, which you can read here. Due to Representative Bowman's consistent stance against war, mass displacement, and loss of life in Gaza, big money donors like AIPAC are on a mission to prevent his re-election. This will be his first election as an incumbent congressman after ousting a 16-term representative in 2020. His support of a ceasefire and end to the conflict has painted a target on his back, and he needs our support. So, it is because of his call for a ceasefire All right? That people are trying to oust him now. That is what has painted a target on his back, which is, you know, par for the course because Israel is Israel. So that's cool. Let's take a little look at a couple of the videos that I pulled up. So I got 2 of them, 3 of them. We'll just look at 2 of them because we were already told that he's got a target on his back. So first one we'll look at, he calls out Republicans for refusing to fight all forms of hate in hearing.
You were also a classroom teacher, and you're also the founder of 2 highly regarded high schools, the School of Law, Government, and Justice in the Bronx, and the first all-male school in the Bronx as well, the Eagle Academy for Young Men. So I want you to speak to us briefly about the curriculum that is being implemented in New York City schools to address the issue of anti-Semitism and all hate. Please be as concise as possible because I have at least 2 more questions to ask.
Thank you so much for the question. So number 1, teaching about the Holocaust, first of all, is required by New York State law. That's important to note. We also cover the Holocaust in grades 8, 10, and 11 in our social studies curriculum, as well as in a range of our ELA classes, including literature.
But that's not sufficient. You can also teach about slavery and still be a racist as shit school. So that's, you know, that's not sufficient.
Like the Diary of Anne Frank, Night, and many other literary pieces. We're also now working on a Holocaust resource guide, which is going to be available this fall in collaboration with the Museum of Jewish Heritage. But the thing I think we're really super excited about is we are developing a very robust, comprehensive curriculum, new curriculum. It's going to be about a year before it's ready to go. That is going to cover the entire range of Jewish history. Children need to understand deeply about the history of the Jewish people if we ultimately want to solve for this issue of anti-Semitism.
So I appreciate that, because that was going to be my suggestion, because Jewish history didn't start with the Holocaust. There's an entire history of persecution that our kids need to learn about. There's also a part of history where...
Yeah, really, I don't remember that much in school about anything besides the Holocaust when it comes to, you know, the history of Jewish people. I'm going to turn my mic up a little bit. The Holocaust is like... Sorry, that's a little too much, I think. That should be good. The Holocaust is like the main thing that I remember.
Where the Jewish people and Muslims and Christians live together.
Let me know if I'm too loud or the video's too loud
East
or
and
quiet.
different parts of the world, and I want to suggest you teach that as part of the curriculum as well. Mr. Sykes, can you talk about the distinction between anti-Semitic speech and speech that expresses solidarity?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't really know that much Jewish history besides the Holocaust.
With Palestinians.
Thanks, American education system.
Why is it dangerous to conflate the two?
Thank you. The ACLU has...
Dangerous to conflate.
Anti-Semitic speech and speech that expresses solidarity with Palestinians or criticisms of Israel. Why is it dangerous to conflate the two?
Thank you. The ACLU has spoken out against the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act, not because we have any problem with anti-Semitism awareness, obviously, but because it incorporated a definition of anti-Semitism that includes criticism of Israel. And
yeah, I remember that. That was insane. They're like, okay, you can't say anything bad about Israel or else you're an anti-Semite. Like, that was the Anti-Semitism Act that he's talking about. I only know the Judean propaganda version of Jewish past. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's, like, propaganda versions of it, yeah, like any religion.
And just as it is totally legitimate to criticize the U.S. government or U.S. government officials without necessarily casting aspersions on any particular individual, the government of Israel is certainly subject to criticism just like all others. Where that goes into ethnic-based hatred or targeting of particular individuals, obviously schools and communities can and should respond. But the right to dissent against our government and against others is core to free speech.
Thank you so much. I just have a closing comment to make. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for your testimony, and thank you for your clarity around when you identify anti-Semitism, you respond swiftly and decisively because it needs to be condemned and it needs to be handled accordingly. So I appreciate you all for being here and sharing that with us. What I'm going to ask of you, because I've been very disturbed by some of the language that has come from the other side of the aisle, language around teaching hate. Our teachers in our schools are not teaching hate, the majority of them. When I say majority, I mean 99.9%. I'm a former educator in New York City schools. I have never seen that. Teachers make mistakes, and teachers need to be educated and disciplined when necessary when they do make those mistakes. Yes or no question, just going down the line, starting with Mr. Banks.
Yes.
Can we fight against anti-Semitism and other forms of hate simultaneously? Yes or no?
Not only can we must.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. So it's really important.
Yes.
Because there's also been reports in the rise in Islamophobia in New York City schools and across the country. Do you all agree with that? Yes or no?
Good answer.
Yes.
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 Yes. Does sexism still exist in our society?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Does anti-black racism still exist in our society?
Absolutely.
Yes.
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 We must fight hate in all its forms at the same time. I have members of Congress talking about teachers teaching hate. None of them have an education background, by the way. They're talking about teachers teaching hate. I work in...
Okay, but talk about the litter boxes. What about them damn litter boxes in the classrooms? Why don't you talk about that, Mr. Bowman?
Congress. When you go in the rotunda and you look at American history, you see colonists coming in and taking over America from the Native Americans. There is no reference to the black people who built this country in our rotunda. But we're scolding you about teaching hate. You know how many black statues there are in the Capitol? 3. You know how many Confederate statues there are in the Capitol? 12.
12? Oh, hold up. Let that sink in for a minute, man. That is nuts. That's pretty nutty. You gotta admit, that's pretty nutty. That's chock full of some nuts, dude.
Work in an institution that teaches hate.
12 of them.
And with our policy. Yet we're scolding you as educators who have been doing the statutory law, thank you. Yet we're scolding you as educators who've been doing an exemplary job fighting against hate in our schools. So thank you for your work. Please continue to educate us.
Damn. What a king. This next video that we're going to watch is, this will be the last part of the segment here, I think. I know that I said deep dive. It's not that long. We're just going to watch a real quick video about, weren't litter boxes just used for the bathroom during a shooting? Yes. But don't tell the conservatives that, because they'll probably tell you that you're wrong and lie to you. My gas stove's true. Cat litter is good at soaking up moisture, so yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're in a school fucking shooting and you gotta, like, stay locked down for hours because the police don't know how to do their jobs and somebody's gotta pee, then yeah, you use a fucking litter box. You use what you can, you know? Like, you can't go to the bathroom, so yeah. But they were trying to make it out like the fucking litter boxes were being used for, like, furry students. Students who identified as, like, cats and shit. When that's not the case, okay? Like, it's just silly. It's very silly. Anyway, this next video is going to be Mr. Bowman speaking at, Representative Bowman, I should say, speaking at a UAW rally defending free speech on campuses. This is during the Palestinian marches and such. I don't know which campus he's at currently.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh, UAW. That would be the campus he's at currently.
Today, thank you to the UAW, AFT, and AU.
Or no, is UA, hold on. What does UAW stand for again? I feel so stupid. UAW, United Automobile. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was the Automobile Union. What? I don't know what campus he's at.
AAUP for organizing here and being here with us today.
Sorry, got a little bit of the stupid juice.
This issue is super personal for me. I am a lifelong educator. And I have dedicated my entire life to the service of children.
Means a teacher.
To the service of education. Prior to coming to Congress, I worked in education for 20
Working man, he's been in this shit, okay? He knows.
years. I was an elementary school teacher in the South Bronx,
Thank you for your
a high
service.
school guidance counselor and dean of students, and a middle school principal in the Northeast Bronx for 10.5 years. Now, the role of middle school principal probably prepared me most.
Oh, that's loud. Ah, sorry. I'm going to turn it down a little bit.
Because to sit in committee and listen to Republicans spew hate and ignorance on a consistent basis blows me away. But I have spent, let me also say this. I have a doctorate in education leadership. So I'm actually Congressman Dr. Jamaal Bowman.
Too loud. Ah. That applause.
And I have spent 20 years every single day in public schools keeping kids safe. So I know what the safety of our children looks like, feels like, and sounds like because I did it every day.
That's right. That's right.
And the educators and faculty who are here with us today, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Down.
Because they are doing the work of keeping our kids safe. We have to be really honest about how racist this MAGA Republican Party is.
Middle school VP in Bronx sounds like it sucked. It really does.
And, you know, anti-Semitism is just a new entry point of their feigned rage towards destroying liberal education in America.
That's right.
They've been attacking DEI since I've gotten here. They were attacking critical race theory, and they have no idea what it is.
Yeah, but Joe Rogan's wife's friend's husband's sister said furries, though. True.
Since I've gotten
Didn't think about that.
They are banning books. The LGBTQ community, black community, and again, things that they don't even understand, they continue to ban.
That's right.
In places like Texas, you have the Texas Department of Education taking over the entire Houston school district and turning libraries into detention centers.
Shame.
This is about racism.
Yes, it is.
This is an attack on our so-called liberal and progressive values.
That's right.
This is about repression and suppression and oppression.
That's right.
They do not want us to speak up for the most vulnerable here. They definitely don't want us to speak up for the children and babies and innocent people of Gaza.
That's right.
True.
They don't want us to speak up about that. So they are coming after us with all they got. And so,
Yeah, and calling it anti-Semitism. And like he said, it's like feigned rage.
so we have to do everything in our power to tell the truth and push back.
That's right.
And remind our country that our young people have always been the voice to build and design and create movements throughout America.
I've honestly wondered how bigoted the GOP representatives actually are and what's just a show. Oh, it's at a point it becomes indistinguishable. Like, it just doesn't matter. Like, whether it's a show or not, the outcome's the same. You know, if they actually believe, I'm sure that some of them, you know, actually believe the shit that they're spewing, but it doesn't matter. Like, if they're lying, you know, it boils down to dishonesty anyway, because if you actually look at the issues and you care, you know, you're going to come to much different conclusions than conservatives did. Like, you can introspect and come to conclusions that disagree with somebody else, but conservative pundits and politicians do not introspect. And that's where in my opinion, that's where the dishonesty lies for most of them.
American history that have led us to this point today.
So it doesn't really
From the
matter.
abolitionist movement, to the civil rights movement, to the LGBTQ movement, to the women's rights movement, to the anti-war movement.
That's right.
Their voices today is all about our collective humanity and our collective liberation. And they do not want us to use taxpayer dollars to kill babies and children and innocent people in Gaza or
God
anywhere
damn, he's
else.
spitting.
Enough is enough.
I'm not fucking with the volume anymore. Deal with it.
So forgive me if I seem exasperated and exhausted.
It's all right.
But these Republicans, man,
It's all
I'll
right.
tell you, it's unbelievable. And what's even worse is when Democrats fall into these traps.
Get them. Drag them.
Points to Republicans.
Drag them.
That's the worst.
Yes, it's New York, yes.
And me and Rashida and Ilhan and all of us, we got to fight our own party sometimes. Because they are governing based on fear and political pandering.
What a G.
Not based on justice. Not based on humanity. Not based on freedom. The fact that we have members of our own party who can't even say the word Palestine or Palestinian for being afraid are being called pro-Hamas. It's
Yep.
out of
Pussies.
it's where is the critical thinking in
Absolutely.
Congress?
Absolutely.
Where's the critical
Man.
thinking from the Republican Party? I expect it not to exist from them, but we are a Big Ten. We are supposed to be the party of critical thinking and creative problem solving and collaboration and love for the American people. But we are not. We are not at this moment because of our fear and because of the bullying and intimidation that comes from organizations like APAC and many others.
Yep.
We should not let them bully us away from our own ability to critically think and to love on all people, regardless of background. Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, everyone deserves our care and our compassion and our love because we stand up for the lives of all people.
Yeah, pro-life
No
unless they're
matter
brown
what.
babies, yes.
This is who we are and this is who we have to be. And I'll leave just quickly with two.
Not even just brown babies. I don't even like that. They're not pro-life even for white babies. Like, if you really think about it, no, they're not. Like, think about it. When a white baby comes out, what do they want? They want that kid to be abused. They want that kid to be enrolled in, like, a Christian private school and abused and spanked. And, you know, they don't even support, like, free lunch initiatives in schools for these kids. Like, they don't like white kids either. They don't like white people. They don't like any people. They're anti-human. These people are disgusting anti-human freaks. And they pretend to like white people because they tell white people, well, we won't give the shaft to you as badly. Don't worry. Our dick will not go as far into you guys' assholes, okay? But the dick's still going in. So make no mistake. They don't like white people either. Shark's got a great video about it. Shark300. Let me see if I can find it. Because I want to link it now. Shark300. Republicans hate white people. Yes, there it is. A great video. Go watch it if you haven't. Not right now, though, because I'm streaming. And or you're watching my video, so finish my video first.
Very good pedagogical techniques that can be used in higher education to help our kids. First of all, here's what I want to say to the administrators and to the leaders of the Republican Party. Listen to our teachers, listen to our educators, listen to our listen to them. They know what to do. Let teachers and professors teach. Let them teach. They know what to do. But I'm going to give you two very technical pedagogical techniques. One is called restorative justice. Let me tell you about restorative justice. It's not just about suspending, expelling, arresting, or giving students detention. It's about understanding the harm that may have been caused, having a discussion around that harm, and figuring out collectively how to move forward in a way so that harm is not caused again.
That's right.
That is restorative justice. I'm going to give you another technique.
Yep.
It's called Socratic seminar. Let me tell you about Socratic seminar.
Never heard of this.
Okay? Socratic seminar is about reading a complex text or watching a complex video or having a complex...
Wait, what happened? That was it? Oh, man. Was that really it?
Let me tell you about Socratic...
That was it. Okay, that was a very abrupt ending, but you guys get the idea. Jamaal Bowman's a G. So yeah, like I said, that about concludes everything that I have to say about Jamaal Bowman, unless anybody's not convinced at least that, you know, he's a great guy and a great candidate and a great representative. He is the current sitting representative in Yonkers, New York, and the DNC and AIPAC and institutions like these are trying to get rid of him because of his pro-Palestinian stance. Okay, it wasn't anything else that did it. It's just the fact that he does not want children and women and anybody really, but those are the two that people tend to care about for some reason. He doesn't want anybody to die in Palestine, and anywhere really, but Palestine specifically, okay? And that's why they're going after him. So, this guy, Alec Gunter, will be in Yonkers, New York between the 21st to 23rd of June to help campaign for Jamaal Bowman. And you should be there too, all right? If you're watching this on Twitch, not Twitch because I'm not on Twitch, sorry. I used to be. If you're watching this on YouTube, my website anywhere, it doesn't matter. Live stream, VOD, if you're on the video that I'm going to upload probably, definitely, I'll do it. I will upload this time. If you're on the video, you can find the link to sign up in the description below using my link, okay? And you'll get to meet me, take pictures with me, have fun with me, stuff like that. And you'll have to do some work on the side. But we're going to have a very fun time, okay? We got a lot of fun stuff going on besides just the campaigning. We're gonna do a lot of stuff. We're gonna do a lot of stuff that weekend. So come join us. Yonkers, New York, June 21st to 21st to 23rd. You can get your accommodations covered. The only thing that won't be covered is getting to New York. As long as you can get to New York, the rest will be covered for you. So meet us there. We're gonna have a great time. All right, I think that was decent. Not my best segment, but certainly not my worst. You live here? Nice, Glitchmaster. Good. I live in Ohio, and we had a canvassing event here recently, so I got to drive. It was nice. Okay, I do have a video about, DA Alvin Bragg. Okay, so this is from Reason TV from 3 days ago about Jamaal Bowman. Everyone's getting on Jamaal Bowman's case now. This month sounds busy. It's very busy. This whole year is busy for me. It's insane. I have so many weddings to go to and shit. It's crazy. Clap, please. Yes. Please clap. So, we just got done with the Jamaal Bowman segment. I called it a deep dive. It was more of just an overview, but then again, you know, there you go. So, I have another video about Jamaal Bowman here, but this one's from a little channel called Reason TV. They call it Reason TV, which, you know, judging just by the name alone, you can tell that it's, like, probably conservative media. Anything that claims to be, like, reason or common sense or middle of the road, whatever, deep view, yeah. You know, it's probably conservative. So let's take a look at what's going on here. They got criticisms of Jamaal Bowman saying critics of DA Alvin Bragg are racist as hell. Now, I don't know who Alvin Bragg is, so let's look him up real quick. Alvin Bragg. I've heard of him. Manhattan District Attorney. Agrees to testify before Congress following Trump verdict. Oh, yeah, he's the guy. Wait. Yeah, no, he's the guy. I remember. He's the guy who spoke out about Trump's verdict. There was like a speech that he gave or something, right? One of Trump's prosecutors. Okay, that makes sense. I knew that I've heard his name come up. Sorry, I haven't been as involved lately, and I've also got a little bit of the stupid juice, so you'll have to forgive me. But he was one of Trump's prosecutors, so clearly people are going to be upset at him right now. So let's see what Reason TV has to say about Jamaal Bowman.
Welcome back to Free Media. I'm Amber Duke.
And I'm Robbie Suave. Representative Jamaal.
Right off the bat, I gotta say, this is a very uncomfortable setup, I feel like. I would not be, like, it's just too... I feel like I'm about to get reprimanded by my parents. Like, I live in a house that's, you know, like, entirely too big for me because I'm an only child. And, like, they call me in and they're like, sweetie, we found some things on your hard drive. Would you like to tell us anything? Oh, God.
Amber Duke.
And I'm Robbie Suave. Representative Jamaal
Zero
Bowman
Riz.
encouraged Democrats to up their support for Trump prosecutor and New York District Attorney Alvin Bragg, saying critics of Bragg are
Nice.
racist as hell. Take a look.
Probably.
We as Democrats have to get Alvin Bragg's back. And we need to speak out about that. We need to surround our brother, especially the Congressional Black Caucus and Black Democratic leaders from across this country. We need to surround him because since the very beginning, they were mischaracterizing him, calling him out his name, and being racist as hell to Alvin Bragg. And I know I deal with it directly.
I legitimately
Well, he didn't say that criticizing him is racist. They say that he was saying that they were being racist, which they very well could have been. I don't know.
cannot think of a
I would need
single
more
incident of
context.
maybe anyone besides a random Patriot MAGA Eagle 123 on Twitter saying anything racist about DA Alvin Bragg.
Let's take a look, shall we? I haven't been on Twitter in forever. Alvin Bragg. Up. Holy shit, I knew Trump was unhinged, but he posted a picture of him with a baseball bat next to a picture of Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg. This is from last year, March 23rd. So, this is from the former president of the United States. So there's that. I mean, I guess it's not racist necessarily, but like it is still a violent threat. Like that's still pretty bad. Is there anything you want to tell us? We aren't angry, just disappointed. It really do look like that though. Greta Grace. So we got the baseball bat picture again. Al Sharpton. If anybody has any... Here, let's try Alvin Bragg, Ben Shapiro. Let's see that. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to find anything in the moment. If anybody has any good tweets, let me know. But I believe that people were being racist against him. I would believe that.
With the appeal to heaven flag, I think. Yeah, look, this is not, I mean, whether you agree or disagree with what Alvin Bragg's doing, it's just not like a racial issue. So this is a pretty, I would say, obnoxious adaptation of identity politics language where, like, we must support. I think, frankly, even people on the left get annoyed, some of them, when this happens.
Oh, yeah, totally.
My co-host at Rising, Brianna, often complains when Democrats are just, like, expected to vote, or black people are expected to vote for a specific...
Listen, the gays don't claim him.
Or support a specific Democrat.
As a half gay,
just
I can say
they
that.
happen to be black, and she'll like, well, what are there issues actually speaking to what we want? Are they actually committed to the policy agenda she has? I don't agree with that policy agenda, but that's a perfectly fair question. It's just always a surface deep identity politics kind of mode. And the idea
there were probably people being very racist against him. I believe that. I mean, he was prosecuting Trump, for God's sake. You know what? Let's search Tim Pool. I'll bet he's got some things to say. Tim Pool, Alvin Bragg. Let's see that. Oop. Tim Pool suggests Democrats are telling Alvin Bragg to drop the case against Trump after realizing the former president raised $1.5 million off it in just 3 days. Kash Patel torches Alvin Bragg's case against President Trump. Stormy Daniels is clearly one of the least reputable witnesses I've ever seen. Second only Michael Cohen. This case is such a disaster that it begs the question of whether or not Alvin Bragg should face charges for it. What's this?
You say it's not a Me Too case.
It is not a Me Too case. I mean, I wasn't assaulted. I wasn't attacked or raped or coerced or blackmailed. They tried to shove me in the Me Too box.
Okay, I don't really care about this. Steve Bannon says DA Alvin Bragg should be jailed. I don't see anything about, I don't see anything racist. I just see people saying that he should go to jail, mainly. I don't know. I haven't seen the racism personally, but I believe that it would be there. Tim Fool, yeah. I don't know. We'll go back to the video.
The idea that, like, what black people are going to be specifically animated or interested in voting for Democrats because of the hush money prosecution type, like that's an important issue. Like, no, it's the
nobody
same.
Said that. Wait, nobody said that.
Polls show that specific identity groups have the same concerns with Biden.
Wait, why are we jumping into this argument? Nobody said that. All that he said was, why am I getting a suggestion? Hold on. What is this? Whatever, I don't know, it's fine. It's saying something about my audio bitrate, but if my audio sounds fine, then it doesn't matter. But like he's jumping straight into this argument that like Republicans always make. That's like, well, Democrats just think that black people should fall into lockstep. It's like, well, they're voting. They would be voting in their own interest, like everybody would for voting Democrat. By the way, like, you know, we should like, yeah, they should vote Democrat because that'd be good. That'd be good for their interests. But this isn't the argument that Jamaal Bowman was even making. He was saying that people were being racist against Alvin Bragg, and you're not like addressing that. Like he addressed it briefly, but now we've pivoted.
And Trump and the political landscape that everyone else does. People are furious about inflation. They're worried about immigration. It's the same big picture items for everyone. When you look specifically at like young, progressive college or supposedly progressive college students who, no, student debt's not their top issue. Even like Gaza's not their top issue, despite what you see from the activists. No, what? It's the economy.
Wait, whoa! We certainly brushed past that. I think that like people at the Gaza protests, I've heard nothing but Gaza from like, which is fine by the way, which is warranted. From like college activists and college campus students and such.
That's everybody's top issue. There's no way around it. Democrats wish there was a way around it. If a Republican was in charge, they'd wish there was a way around it. That's what people care about.
And just anecdotally, when you see
people care about Gaza very much, though. Like that wasn't just like propaganda. That was actual coverage of, and they were demonizing those people too. Like it's not just the economy. Even though that is a big issue that people care about. And student debt is part of the economy. Like that's rolled into it it's ingrained in that. So like you can't really separate those two. Student debt being relieved would help improve the economy.
See some of the man on the street videos of the interviews with
man on the street.
Black residents of the Bronx or Manhattan, because Trump did a rally in the Bronx recently. They actually expressed the same deep distrust of the judicial system.
I was going to sub, but it's not letting me. Oh, we got to fix that. Hold on. Why wouldn't it let you? PayPal? Okay, so PayPal's giving you shit. Okay. Yeah, sorry. It seems like an issue on your end. Hopefully you get it figured out, because I would love your money. Thank you.
Where they were saying, you know, this feels kind of familiar to us, that this guy is getting an unfair rigged trial, that he's got a jury totally against him, a judge against him, a DA against him.
Yeah, just because you find some black people who believe that doesn't make them right. Like, okay, I'm sure that black people as a community don't care, like, more or less than other groups of people about the Trump trial. Yes, okay, got it. Like, why are we on this topic? This is not what the original topic of the video was.
And you can't even really articulate what the underlying crime supposedly was, and you can't explain the...
Hush money. Even I know that. Hush money. He paid off. He was dishonestly paying off a porn star that he banged consensually to keep it hidden from a campaign so that he could win. That's illegal. You can't do that.
Machinations of exactly what the jury is supposed to find in the jury instructions. Like, you hear all of these people identifying this legitimate injustice that's occurred against this man and kind of connecting it to their own experiences.
Right, I mean,
but it's not an injustice. It actually did happen, and he was convicted of it. Like, he was he was convicted. He was convicted. He's a convicted felon, 34 counts in the state of New York. Look up Donald Trump Rule 34.
So that's something critics of the criminal justice system, supporters of criminal justice reform, on both the left and the right. At Reason, we have people who write a lot about criminal.
Trump's New Jersey rally was so lame they had to make AI art to give him a glow up. Please link that. I've got to see that. Please.
Justice issues who will point supporters of criminal justice reform on both the left and the right.
I would love to see the people who support criminal justice reform on the right. Would love to see it.
At Reason, we have people who write a lot about criminal justice issues who will point to a certain amount of unfairness in the system in terms of the power that prosecutors have to bring charges, mandatory minimum sentencing.
Yeah. Suddenly we're very concerned about how we treat people who are convicted of felonies. Interesting how that works.
Standards of evidence, so many people plead guilty before they go to trial because the threat of if you actually go, you could be so screwed by the system you don't even want to risk it.
Conservatives are famous for bringing this up, by the way. They've always talked about this, right? Right, buddy, right?
The state has like a lot of power. You know, you look guilty when you're sitting in the.
They're always saying this
area. And then of course the racial aspect of it. That is something liberals have talked about, and others, libertarians have talked about it to some degree too. That the system has disadvantaged minorities and poor people in, you know, not across the board, but in some ways. That's a fair thing to say. So the idea that like, you know, that this specific, that you'd expect this identity group to root for the prosecutors actually flies in the face of what progressives have generally been saying about the criminal justice.
That's just racist as shit, man. Like, just because if you're a black person and you understand, obviously you're going to understand that the criminal justice system is geared against you inherently, okay? Because we prosecute black people at a way higher rate. The sentences are way longer and way more harsh than white people typically get for the same crimes. It's bad. So you understand that already as a black person. And the arrest rate is crazy too. You guys get the point. So just because you see somebody who has committed a crime get convicted of that crime does not mean you don't have to support that person. Like, if they actually did commit the crime, it's not like black people are out here saying that every murderer should go free. Okay, that's racist as shit, man. What the fuck?
Justice system for like aeons. Yeah, I mean, like valid points they've made about the criminal justice system that I agree with.
The idea that they would identify with the district attorney
That's a beta
because he's
stance
black
he's taken.
obviously is not consistent with just general attitudes towards the justice system. I mean, we saw this with Kamala Harris, right?
Yeah.
Her campaign was tanked during the Democratic primary in 2020 because she got called out by Tulsi Gabbard for her history as Kamala the cop, right? Being this very aggressive DA
sucks.
and then attorney general in California, where she was very strict on marijuana offenses.
Are they trying to say that black people empathize with criminals? That is the end point of their logic, is that black people should just empathize with all criminals all the time. Yes. And that they should do so also with Donald Trump.
Very strict on truancy laws, and people didn't feel like she was representative of their community for whatever reason, and she
had no support among the community.
No, none. And despite
Sorry,
being...
I gotta go back a little bit. Is he making... Sorry. Are they trying to say that black people will empathize with... I already read that. Is he making the black people identify with Trump's prosecution narrative? Yes. No, he's trying to say that black people should identify with Trump because of, like, them being inordinately arrested and incarcerated. Which is stupid.
And people didn't
Trump
feel
committed
like
the crimes.
she was representative of their community for whatever reason, and she
had no support among the community.
No, none. And despite being the pick of the DNC, we saw Joe Biden, who has said pretty explicitly racist things, garner more support from black Democrats.
Yeah, so is Trump, man. Trump literally was like, we can't let those damn Mexicans into the country or some shit. Or like he constantly talks about how like they're sending the worst of the worst from Mexico. And like he like said that we can't let Muslims into the country. Like he literally tried to enact a Muslim ban, which is crazy. You know, that is also rooted in racism.
Democrats than Kamala did.
Yeah. And
he's got a history of not letting black people stay in his apartment buildings, which is nuts.
Then she called him out for that. Remember, I was that kid, Joe.
Yeah, poisoning our blood.
He picked you to be his VP, and you're fine with that. And she's like, oh, that's just all politics.
Yeah.
There was an insincerity to, frankly, everything about her, which is why she's having a difficulty asserting that she should be the successor to Joe Biden whenever that comes into play. Thanks for watching. Please like, share.
Man, that was awful. That was barely even about Jamaal Bowman. That's why I picked the fucking video out, is because I thought it'd be about Jamaal Bowman, and that's what this was going to be about. But whatever. It was just more stupid bullshitting from conservatives, which I love going over. So, you know, it was still a fun time. But since this was supposed to be about Jamaal Bowman, reminder that I will be in Yonkers, New York, June 21st to 23rd, and you should be there as well. You can find the link in the description of this video. I will link it again for the chat right after I finish recording. And we're going to have a great time. So if it's before the dates, June 21st to 23rd, 2024, and you have no plans that weekend, get up to New York. You can have all your expenses paid for as well, just not the travel expenses. You'll have to foot that yourself. But the hotel will be paid for, food will be paid for, all that good stuff. So please consider joining us. Let me get that link again for you guys, for those who need it. There you go, YouTube. There you go, Alec Gunter chat. All right. Good shit. I have a charity panel that weekend. Oh, gotcha. I mean, like, even so, it's no small feat to go to New York, regardless. Like, I was on the fence about it as well. But it'll be fun. It'll be really fun. I'm excited. Okay. I'm going to take a brief siesta, very brief. And then we're going to get into the Shoe0nHead video. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Bird started jamming out. Very nice. Actual power nap? No, not a power nap. I just had to go to the bathroom. Alright, I want to get straight into the Shoe0nHead video. I'm like, moving. I don't know if I'm going to put that last video on YouTube, to be honest. It was, eh. Maybe I will. We'll see. Good to be back in it. I feel bad for taking a break for so long, honestly. Like, I know I shouldn't, but I feel like my, I had so many people coming in to view, you know, like, I had, like, during live streams even, I had, like, 60 plus viewers, and I just don't know. I mostly feel bad for myself. Is it in this playlist?
So, what do you like
Shut
in
up.
a person?
I gotta clear out these videos. Oh yeah, I got a Millennia Thinker video to look at too. I've only ever looked at one of his videos, but it did really well. Like when I uploaded it. Here we go. Let me remove some of these real quick. I'm glad, Straw Hat Monty, I'm glad to be back. I could have sworn I saved it to a playlist, but whatever. The War on Normal Guys. Well, I haven't watched this hit piece, but whatever. So Shoe0nHead is an interesting character on the internet. I have mixed feelings about her in general. I think that she tries to be on the correct side when, you know, it's convenient for her, but I think very often she gets a lot of things wrong. And lately she's kind of been on the male loneliness trend. You can see from her videos here. Her latest uploads are like the Twitch thought epidemic, which, what even is that? Rise of AI girlfriends, female loneliness and how to fix it. I'm sure she's got great answers for that. But the one we're going to be going over is from 8 days ago. It's called The War on Normal Guys. And then the thumbnail says the worst hit piece on YouTube. Now, I have not seen this hit piece. So, you know, this will be interesting for me. I don't really care to see the original. I just want to see what Shoe has to say about it. Because I value her opinion very much. So let's
Wendigoon.
By the way, I was kind of being sarcastic when I said that.
Is a horror conspiracy theorist YouTuber with several million subscribers.
Wait, hold on. Wendigoon.
Wendigoon is a horror conspiracy theorist YouTuber with several million subscribers. Has a dark past with deep ties to far-right extremism. Wendigoon is very publicly friends with Turkey Tom. He is friends with Mudahar. He is publicly friends with Shoe0nHead, who is a conservative masquerading as a leftist.
A few days ago, I saw this video pop up.
Well, Wendigoon, here, let me look up Wendigoon real quick, just so we can have an idea. Here, let's look it up on YouTube, actually. I hate Turkey Tom, by the way. I guess I don't hate Turkey Tom, I just have a distaste. Alright, Wendigoon, let's take a look at some recent videos. Lovecraft's Cosmic Horror, The Story of Call of Cthulhu. Government Cheese Tunnels and the Got Milk Conspiracy. The weirdest and coolest cryptid so far. The most underrated book of the Bible. Ooh, that seems like an interesting one. Maybe we'll watch that one next. Here, let's just get a taste.
The Bible, a book you've probably heard about, is made up of dozens of different accounts taken over the course of several thousand years. These accounts range from stories of humanity's creation to struggles and turmoil during the time of the Roman government, as well as prophecies into the future, and of course, the life of Jesus Christ, the focal point of the entire Bible. The Protestant...
Here, hold on. I recently became a proper Christian. I want to thank you, Wendigoon. You're probably one of the main inspirations to why I have become a Christian due to your interesting vision and way you handle and include religion in your content. It is very inspiring, and I hope you might continue to help bridge people to God like you did to me. Okay, so already some red flags here. We'll see what's going on. Here, hold on. What's up? I could not find the beginning of that, and so I finally did find it, and then I had to untangle it from my chair, which I did somehow, and I tried to make those hand warmers again, because that's like hypoallergenic material, which should be fine for my mom. Yeah, but like it's just so difficult to work with. Oh, yeah. It is incredibly difficult to work with. Like the nuts were way too, or like the holes were way too tight. If you know what I mean. My fingies couldn't work the holes; they were too small.
I do know what you mean.
Hello, we're watching Shoe0nHead.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
She's an interesting character. She's recently, I think, shown more of her Christian side, which is interesting.
Oh.
I just noticed the necklace.
Ah.
Everybody say hi to my fiance, Katie.
Hi, guys.
For those who don't know.
Hi, guys. I just got back from going to see Lord of the Rings in theaters, which was awesome. And if you ever get the opportunity to go see a movie that came out before you were able to go to the movies or started going to the movies, and it's a favorite movie of yours, and they release it in theaters, I highly recommend you go do that, because it's actually a really awesome experience.
Ooh, sounds fun.
It is very fun. I cried at things that I haven't cried at since I first watched that movie.
I believe it.
It was so good.
You've always been a crier.
I have. It's
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about it. It's just the way I am.
That's okay. We love you anyway.
Thank you.
All right, back to it.
Up in my YouTube feed. Bad conservative horror movies. And I was immediately intrigued. I love long video essays about stupid shit like this. But what I got instead was the worst attempt at a hit piece I have ever seen on YouTube ever. So sit down and get comfy, because it's time for an old-fashioned video response.
Let's go. Let's go.
Now before we get into this video, I just want to thank today's sponsor. You. This video is sponsored by all of you who donate to me on Patreon.com.
That's crazy.
Thank you all very much. I made you some cookies.
She's talking to me,
These are just for the
guys.
people who support me on Patreon. Only they get a cookie. Not you. I see you.
Oh, Shoe0nHead talked to me. Oh.
You
I'm
freeloader.
soying.
Anyway, I've been pretty busy lately doing personal life things, but when this went
Same
down,
here.
I was like, I can't not respond to this. But by the time I was done with the script, the man had already deleted the video after it was downvoted to hell. But even though the video is gone, I still want to respond to it for 3 reasons. 1, I am directly involved in this. 2, I'm tired of these type of people running their mouths. And 3, this topic is pretty timeless. And that topic is what I like to call the war on normal guys. Last year I wrote a script for a video with this title, and it was about the YouTuber.
I'm not that interested in the hit piece, by the way. I just want to see what she's going on about with the war on normal guys. I want to know what's going on.
Wendigoon being canceled.
I consider myself
For those of
a
you who don't know,
decently
Wendigoon
normal
is
guy
a
who
popular
likes to
YouTuber
crochet.
who makes video about true crime, horror, and cryptids. And no, despite popular belief, Wendigoon has nothing to do with gooning. Wendigoon is what most YouTubers who don't make political videos should be. His channel is completely apolitical. I don't like clicking a video about iCarly.
Okay, but like, can you really be apolitical if you're religious? Because he does go over religion, from what I saw. So I feel like that's immediately like, no, you know what I mean? The internet's favorite terrorist, that seems pretty political. You know? Like the Unabomber, by the way, is a terrorist and a very horrible one. But at the same time, it's like, you know, if you're going to call somebody a terrorist, that in itself is political. You could call a bunch of stuff political.
and then having to listen to you about how much you hate Trump, or clicking a video about Fallout and hearing you go off about how Joe Biden sucks. I don't care. If I wanted to hear milquetoast political opinions, I would watch my own videos. But no, despite being non-political, Wendigoon is a great channel. He has a good community, he's very positive.
I'm not political, another 110% lies true.
He's a Sunday school teacher, he has a beautiful wife, he's friendly, funny, and kind. Which, of course, makes him an enemy to the most annoying people on Earth. Month after month...
God, this is gonna be... She's gonna butter him up so much. Jesus Christ.
Month after month,
I don't even know who he is, and I
threads
hate
on
him.
Twitter and on Reddit about how what a terrible person Wendigoon was. But when I would go searching for reasons why, there was really nothing besides vibes. I simply...
Here, let's go search for ourselves. Let's try Reddit. After everything, how do you guys feel about watching Wendigoon? Former Wendigooner here. Keeping with the drama where he's been exposed as a Nazi or at least a far righter, but I'm still conflicted. I feel like he probably... Oh, he's been exposed as a Nazi, huh? I didn't know that. Let's see. If you can't discern if he is a Nazi or at least alt-right, then you are stating that you don't even know what you're accusing him of, and I think it's a bit unfair. Bury some bones, obsolete oddity, morbid history profiles. Wait, what? What is this? Okay. At the end of the day, that's a choice you should make yourself. Is he a Nazi? Wendigoon, far right. Well, now I'm curious. Wendigoon was just a Friday Night at Freddy's stuff. She creeped a specific streamer to stand up for their strange takes. What's going on with Wendigoon? H-Bomber Guy made a massive video calling out plagiarism in YouTube videos. One of the creators he covered was internet historian, and specifically his Man in Cave video. Wendigoon was the face of Floyd Collins in that video. This is how he came under fire / criticism. There's a wave of accusation against YouTube creators that seemed to be spurred on by James Somerton. So wait, did he didn't plagiarize though, right? Wendigoon is a slightly edgy but fairly normal Christian conservative with a history of making memes that align a little too closely with right-wing extremist groups. His videos are mostly deep dives into weird or strange rabbit holes adjacent to internet lore, cryptids, and conspiracy. Wendigoon is a low-key, radical, yet radical right-wing guy with clear ties to extremist groups and is trying to retcon any connection with that past and openly denying it despite one too many coincidences. Among other things I've seen people upset at him for include his featuring of guns in his videos, some slightly conservative view. Okay, I don't trust this post. There's got to be more to this. Here, what's this? Know your meme. YouTuber Wendigoon becomes embroiled in Twitter controversy after people accuse him of harboring far-right beliefs. Okay. Made a post on Monday. Ex-user Kooky Weed made a post claiming that the YouTuber was following and engaging with some internet accounts that could be considered alt-right or controversial, including the 2020 Wisconsin shooter Kyle Rittenhouse. I just thought Wendigoon was an incel. I didn't realize he was a full-blown neo-Nazi who loves Kyle Rittenhouse. Over the following days, as the controversy broadened, other users then noted that some additional questionable accounts Wendigoon supposedly interacted with, including the largely right-wing social media account of Parler. Oh, I mean, if he's on Parler, then yeah, like, probably, right? Probably, right? Like, not definitely, but probably pretty far right. And he's a Kyle Rittenhouse supporter. Wendigoon has previously spoken about his Appalachian background and about how his interest in spooky stories was largely influenced by his parents telling him creepy stories about mountain monsters to get him to stay indoors. I mean, gun rights, Sunday school teacher. So it seems like there were some little things here and there that tie him to the far right, but there's not enough substantial info. Some rude and slanderous things have been said about my character, and I just wanted to clarify that I'm not right-wing or bigoted or anything besides thankful for my opportunity to make goofy YouTube. The only thing I believe in is loving God and my wife. Well, probably conservative then. Also, please do not harass or insult anyone who has said things about me. No one's livelihood should be attacked or threatened regardless. Challenge the argument, not the person. Engaging with them just makes it more popular. Best to leave it be. I don't know. It seems like I don't know if he's like far right or anything, but he's definitely conservative adjacent. His content is probably tinged with it if I had to guess. So people like blew it up more than it needed to be, and now Shoe0nHead is talking about how this definitely proves that there's like a war against men.
Simply do not like Wendigoon. He has bad vibes coming off him like stinky lines. The vibes on this guy have never been right. I live in the Bible Belt.
Well,
he has the
sold.
vibes of the kids who would have been comfortable saying racist and homophobic slurs and bullied me in grade school. He always gave me weird vibes. Deeply uncomfortable vibes from this guy.
Okay, but like, let's be real. We're talking about Azure Owl on Reddit. It's like, okay, who cares about Azure Owl from Reddit? I guess I was just looking at Reddit accounts, but like, you know, I was just trying to get a read on what the hell's going on here. Like, none of these are actually, I don't know.
Initially unfollowed him because I started getting weird vibes from him. There are evil energies surrounding this man. Wait, what'd he do? He used to be a youth pastor. Some people got weird vibes, and that's fair. It's rare to see a youth pastor with good vibes. What did Wendigoon do? Honestly, a lot of it is just the vibes. I needed more. I needed to hear some real...
I mean, he does, for the little that I've seen, yeah, the guy's got some weird vibes. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of agree with them. I'm kind of on board with the weird vibes train, you know? Like, if I'm guessing if I were to go look at his content, I would get the same vibes.
Reasons why people disliked this guy.
And by the way, I also want to point out,
I
like, you wouldn't have this surrounding people who proclaim themselves to be Christians and like Sunday school youth pastors or whatever, if there weren't a legitimate problem with Christianity and youth pastors doing weird shit, okay? There's a real problem with that. And so if you go around saying that you're a Christian youth pastor and you teach Christian youth on Sundays for Sunday school or whatever, and people say, okay, well, that gives me weird vibes, I'm not going to say that they're, you know, outside of their rights to think that, you know, because there is a real problem there in the community. I thought he's a full-blown anything, including a male loneliness example. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I needed a living soy jack meme with a pedo mustache and bisexual lighting to string up and beat.
This seems overblown.
Enter in praise of shadows,
from both sides.
aka Zane, a leftist video essayist straight out of the aging millennial hipster factory.
I'm sorry. I got to agree to some extent that any leftist making a video essay that looks like this and has this kind of setup is a little cringe. And also the lighting on him is horrible.
Seriously, why do they all look like this? What genre of man is this? The mustache,
She's
the
not
hair,
wrong.
the clothing, post-ironic neo-redneck? You know how some people talk about how women's taste in men gets all weird and f***ed up when they're on birth control? These are the men. I'm gonna call them birth control hot. I'm in no position to talk about style. I still do my makeup like it's 2009. Zane is a horror movie video essayist who, for some reason, decided to randomly go after Wendigoon and several other popular YouTubers and myself. His video starts off with him complaining that he got a lot of hate for his take.
By the way, horrific idea. Do not go after the drama community, okay? Like, they will fucking destroy you. It's just not worth getting involved at all.
About the movie Hills Have Eyes.
The Hill people can be representative of anything that you want them to be, really.
He dug
they
his
can be
own
Native
grave on
Americans,
this.
and the hills themselves can be allegorical of them being forced back onto reservations.
You saw a bunch of cannibal mutants and thought of Native Americans? Anyway.
Hold on, what was this?
The Hill people can be representative of anything that you want them to be, really. They can be Native Americans, and the hills themselves can be allegorical of them being forced back onto reservations.
I'd like to hear more of that argument. Like, that's not in itself, like, something to criticize.
You saw a bunch of cannibal mutants and thought of Native Americans? Anyway, he goes...
Oh, I need more context. That's very unfair and uncharitable, Shoe. That's very uncharitable.
Goes on to talk about how people were misrepresenting and leaving rude comments.
The cruel and untrue things that you say about another person do in fact have direct impacts on them
I
and the
resemble
way that
that?
people
I'm
culturally
sorry,
see
Shano.
them. Are these your own genuine original thoughts and criticisms
kidding.
that you have based on my actual words and things that I have done, or that maybe you haven't thought critically about what you were reading online, about other people?
And about how after this video, apparently a lot of his subscribers stopped watching him, and now he's poor and can't afford rent.
There was a month last year where I only made $500 in ad revenue. I can't live off that.
Which, if you're ever at this point, you need to get a job, or at least a side job. That's capitalism meritocracy. Either make better content, or get a job. Hey, maybe if we get communism, you can be the community YouTuber. No, I'm just kidding. Your ass is going to the mines! Then finally, an hour in—
It's just not funny. Like, it's just not funny.
into the video, he gets to the topic, conservative horror movies. But then suddenly, seemingly out of nowhere, it was like he accidentally uploaded a schizophrenic meltdown.
Like, from that, I couldn't tell whether or not she's actually supportive of, like, a communist society. Probably not. Or, like if she actually, like, it seems like she takes jabs at capitalism still to kind of pretend that she's still, like, progressive, you know? Which I think she's still progressive in some ways, but I do think she's ultimately grifting to the right a little bit. Okay, Wendigoon. Here we go. Give me the War on Men.
Wendigoon is a horror conspiracy theorist YouTuber with several million subscribers that, as you will hopefully come to see, should not be seen as the wholesome, southern-friendly dad persona that he has publicly constructed around himself in the past several years. And that, like many people who talk about being Christians as much as he does, has a dark past with deep ties to far-right extremism.
Ooh, this sounds pretty bad. He's not the heckin' wholesome YouTube dad we all thought. What could he have possibly done?
There are many things that are red flags that we could talk about, from the bizarre gun ownership.
Yikes! An American man owns guns? Not very heckin' wholesome, Wendigoon. He goes on to talk about how Wendigoon is rich, and therefore he doesn't respect Wendigoon's opinion on media.
I do wish, though, it does seem like she's... Oh, sorry, there's a bug on my wall. Give me just a second. Boog. Okay, the boog got. Want to be Rod Sterling sounding ass? I don't know who Rod Sterling is.
Yeah.
He became exceptionally wealthy by the time that he was 19 or 20. I have no need or desire to hear 5 hours of opinions on Blood Meridian from a 21-year-old millionaire.
Like, what exactly is the...
It seems like a really bad video essay, I'm not gonna lie, but I just want to see how she spins this to being a war on normal guys.
Correct amount of money to have where your opinions still matter. Like, if you suddenly got a bunch of video views and a bunch of patrons like you want, would we be justified in dismissing your opinions on movies? This honestly just feels like a conservative's idea of what a leftist is. Like, it's not just about hating people for having money. Like, what is Wendigoon's position of power in relation to the means of production? Does he own a business? Does he have employees he's mistreating? Not that I know of. He's just a guy who makes YouTube videos. Like you. Only difference is he's good at it and makes money, and you're not and you don't. Okay, for real though, there's gotta be more, right? What crimes has Wendigoon committed? Well, to start, he committed the crime of having friends.
Wendigoon is very publicly friends with Turkey Tom. They have been seen together.
That is sus. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't like Turkey Tom, okay?
On multiple occasions, and I've seen online mentions that Tom was either at his wedding or at the very least
anybody who's got ties to like drama people like that, I don't buy that they're like, you know, I just don't want to be around them.
Was invited.
They have been seen together. I have seen online mentions that he was at his wedding. He's saying this shit like Turkey Tom is wanted for murder, and not like he just said some slurs on Discord when he was a teenager. Does this guy vet like every single person he's ever been friends with or spoken to? Hey, before you enter my house, I'm gonna have to go through your Discord history from 7 years ago. I was gonna say no, but I can see this guy doing that.
Wendigoon is publicly friends with Donut Operator, and even retweeted a photograph of the two of them hugging. Donut Operator is a gun-crazed, very far-right YouTuber with 4 million subscribers. His content is very pro-state, pro-cop, pro-gun, and
head removal, hostage rescue, hotel shooter, highway disaster, killed over a seatbelt, black man shot 96 times over seatbelt violation. Wait, That doesn't seem far right to me. Man borrows officer's service weapon, dies. Teen girl killed during father's rampage. Florida man versus entire SWAT team. This is nuts. This is some insane content to be uploading to YouTube, I must say. Like, it's not, it doesn't strike me as far right, though. Here, I gotta look him up. What's his name?
Operator is a gun.
Here, donut operator. Donut operator. I mean, if he's pro-cop, that's one thing. But you guys got to remember that most people are pro-cop. So that in itself doesn't mean that he's, like, far right. Suspect crushes cop with muscle car. SWAT and suspect fire 400 rounds in intense shootout. Diddler gets shot in the dingling? Jesus Christ. My friends watch him. Cop gets shot in the head and still chases down... This is insane content to upload to YouTube. I'm going to say it again. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to see his videos, but just from a glance, it doesn't strike me as, like, far-right shit. Meth head street lawyer takes cops' badges. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Uncrazed, very far-right YouTuber with 4 million subscribers. His content is very pro-state, pro-cop, pro-gun, and pro-death to people who don't share his beliefs propaganda. For example, one of his videos is titled, Predator Takes Shotgun to the Face.
I love the example he used is a literal pedophile being killed. He's very pro-death for people who don't share.
Okay, I'm gonna be as charitable as possible to that guy. I don't think that predators should be killed on sight. I think they deserve a trial. I think that we have a justice system for a reason. I think that many of them can be reformed. So I'm gonna say right off the bat that, like, this pandering to the, you know, oh, he's the first thing he points at is that he killed a predator. Like, no, that's stupid. Like, cops do not have the, cops should not have the ability to just kill people that are deemed predators. You can't do that.
Share his beliefs. Take,
I don't
for
know
example,
if that's what the
this
video
pedophile.
was, but...
Is that what you mean by people who don't share his beliefs? Out of all the videos, why that one? You're not gonna find many people who are gonna be like, oh no, the poor child molester.
That's fair.
Well, maybe you will, but most people won't. Also, he's trying to act like Donut Operator is just a complete simp for the police, and he's really not. Even in the screenshot you show in the background, there's like 3 whole videos in frame where he's clearly being critical of the police.
For someone who supposedly is so very anti-government, Wendigoon seems very comfortable with a man who makes his living worshipping violence committed by the state. And the only thing that one could reasonably gather from this picture
video
of him
essay
hugging
is
that he
dude.
too is
Sorry.
a fascist bootlicker himself.
Actually, we can't reasonably gather anything because you haven't given us anything to gather. You label this
That is
guy
fair.
very far right, and
Once again, I do want to point out that she's clipping this video, so I've not personally seen it. She could be clipping things out of context, but from what I've seen, it does seem like he's not really giving that much evidence.
might be very far right, but you haven't shown anything very far right. Like, take a step back and evaluate the bare basics of what you just showed us. Wendigoon hugging someone who thinks it's okay when a pedophile dies. Okay, but let's be fair. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's...
Okay, but once again, like, that's very uncharitable, because I think that he should have clarified his point that you can't just kill a pedophile on sight. Like, there needs to be a, you know, like, if he's in the middle of committing a crime, obviously, yes. But, like, if he's just standing there and you know that he's committed crimes, call the fucking cops and have him arrested. Like, that's how that works. You don't just get to kill people on sight.
something worse. Let's see.
He is friends with Brandon Buckingham, a gun YouTuber who has been accused of threatening rape.
Okay, so first of all, let's rewind. This guy is not a gun tuber. This just proved this man did absolutely no research. I'm talking like 2 seconds going to this guy's channel amount of research.
Let's take 2 seconds to go to this guy's channel. What's his name?
Gun YouTuber who has been accused.
Brandon Buckingham. There's too many YouTubers here. Brandon Buckingham. The worst video I've ever seen. So this is about the same video. Inside Cherry Hill, Baltimore's most dangerous hood. Oh god. Inside the world of gun YouTubers with Brendan Herrera and Donut Operator. I took my grandpa to an adult film convention. The woman who acts like a dog, life as a puppy girl. Oh god. He does strike me. He's probably got some far right
girl
views.
who's been acting like a dog. Have you heard of the girl who has made over $1 million by acting like a dog on the internet? And when I say acting like a dog, I mean walking on all fours in public, eating dog food,
I've seen her.
urinating on the floor.
She's kind of bad, not gonna lie.
And drinking water out of a
She's kind of
toilet
bad
bowl.
with it.
She's like a furry. If you haven't, her name is Puppy Girl Jenna. Something else that might surprise you is that I've known Jenna for nearly 4 years. First meeting her in Vegas when she was leashed up.
Girl, you know better than that.
Jenna's childhood, pet play community, discovering community, content versus reality, takeaway. Let's go to takeaway.
Since her content is a parody of her real-life fetish, I was curious to ask Jenna what she actually gets out of engaging in puppy play.
Puppy play for me is very much about like comfort and submission and like being taken care of. Like when I do it privately, it's not a sexual thing at all. So I very much play it out for the camera and I think it's fun and I think that it's, you know, like super, but it's not as much of a turn on for me as a lot of people would think.
So knowing that Jenna engages in non-sexual puppy play, I think it's important that she clarifies something.
Oh, a huge misconception that I think about just like puppy play in general, the type of people that overlap with like zoo and like zoophiles. I don't want anything to do with like a real dog. I don't want anything to do with a real animal in any capacity.
That's good.
I
That's
pretend like I'm a puppy. It's a headspace.
This seems like a pretty fair, balanced
and
coverage.
Have fun and not have any worries in the world. But I do get a lot of questions about that, and I get a lot of requests from people about that, and that is never something that I will ever offer or entertain or anything. I find that despicable.
And while we're clarifying things, we need to address the infamous Puppy Girl Jenna death.
Okay, so you guys get the idea. I think I get the idea at least. Like, he doesn't seem like... He doesn't immediately strike me as, like, anybody who's far right. He's probably some kind of centrist with some, like, right-leaning tendencies. I don't know. But, yeah. He's not a gun YouTuber.
Rape. Okay, so first of all, let's rewind. This guy is not a gun tuber. This just proved this man did absolutely no research. I'm talking like 2 seconds going to this guy's channel.
It did take a very small amount of time.
And for those who are unaware, that rape thing is a complete lie. It is a complete lie made up by, sit down, Sneeko. Sneeko made that up, and Sneeko had to apologize and admit it was a lie because it was literal slander. I just love how in his little BreadTube tryout video, he uses Sneeko as a fucking source. I mean, it's not like his other sources are any better. His other sources being Reddit. He got like 90% of this information from a thread about Wendigoon in a drama subreddit called R YouTube Drama. This man like borderline plagiarized.
Wait a minute, we were just there.
Reddit comments. Source pee-pee-poo-poo-123 and Sneeko. Nice job on the research, you fucking hack.
Okay,
Also,
to be fair though, you also use comments like that, but I guess to be charitable, like the comment, like she just gathers up comments to like make a point about something. I guess, like I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of the pot calling the kettle black a little bit.
I love the screenshot he's using.
But then this guy was accusing him of being far right. I don't know. It's a whole mess.
Bro, this you showing sympathy to someone whose grandfather is dying?
He has collaborated with Nick Crowley, who constantly makes money through the most morbid and shameful
Not another
true crime
one.
content of showcasing the last minutes of people before they are suddenly and unexpectedly killed.
So I don't know much about this guy, but it seems like your issue with him is that he makes true crime content. I mean, personally, I'm not a huge fan of true crime content, but it's extremely popular on YouTube.
Crowley is similar to Wendigoon, in that on the surface they seem fairly edgy, but clean enough. But then you notice that he follows less than 200 people on Twitter, and among them are the same circle with names like Wendigoon, Plagued Moth, Turkey Tom, Mr. Ballin, and Donut Operator.
On the surface, they look
Come
clean enough to
on,
pass
like
the vibe
it's just
check,
like
but then you look close.
it's just like, why is this guy Nazi? Because he's related to that guy. Why is that guy Nazi? Because he's related to that guy. And it's just like a big circle of like that circles back around to they're all Nazis because they all know each other. It's just like, and they have like one of them owns guns. Like, let's be real, man. This is not a good video.
Closer and notice he follows people who don't pass the vibe check.
These people hate the police, and yet they're always like, Sir, I'm gonna have to take a look at that Twitter follow list. Just absolute cop behavior. ACAB includes the follow police.
Wendigoon is publicly friends with Brandon Herrera, who has made jokes that implied that
it's just little jabs like that that make me think that like she's just a grifter for the right now. You know what I mean? Like not just a grifter for the right, but like she definitely sprinkles it into her content. I just don't like it.
Sympathetic with public shooters who killed leftists. I've also seen people insinuate that Herrera was with Wendigoon in the days of being part of the Boogaloo movement, but I cannot find substantial proof on if this is true or not. But I've seen several comments saying this. So online, it is at least culturally believed to be true.
Hey guys, I heard praise of Shadow.
Wait, you can't just do that. If you make an accusation like that, you should have some pretty good proof, man. Like, come on.
Shadow's a dog. No, I don't have any proof, but it's culturally believed to be true.
He is friends with Oompaville.
If you say there have been credible accusations, that's one thing, okay? Like, that's enough proof. But you can't just take like a couple of people online saying something and then be like, oh yeah, no, that's definitely true. You can't do that, man.
Gun-obsessed content creator.
Oompaville! What the hell did Oompaville do? He's not even political whatsoever. I guess that's the problem, isn't it?
Come on, not
but
another.
no,
I'm not
you're
looking
a
up
bad
anymore.
person
I can't
if
do
you
it.
shot a gun even once. This is America. That's like saying you're a bad person if you ate a cheeseburger. His other example of Oompaville being bad is making videos about Nikocado avocado, as if anyone and their mother has not made a Nikocado avocado.
I gotta say, this man really went after like the wasp's nest of fucking drama tubers. Like, you can't do that. You will get fucked into oblivion by their fan base. Trust me. Just don't do it.
Video. This is ridiculous. There has to be more.
He is friends with Mutahar.
Mutahar? Really? If someone can't be friends with Mutahar, they can't be friends with anyone. That dude is like so not problematic.
And has recently showcased a great deal of transphobia.
I don't think Mutahar is transphobic. I do think that Mutahar's buying into the propaganda of, from the little I saw, the Keffels drama, which I'm not a Keffels person anymore, by the way. I understand that what she did was wrong, and she needs to make amends for that. But anyway, Mutahar making that video, I don't think in itself was transphobic. I think that he has some weird ideas about, like, DIY HRT. He doesn't fully understand the context behind why people do that. And the picture that he used for the thumbnail can be, you know, taken to be transphobic. Like, I'm fairly sure that was done by a transphobic artist, if nothing else. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go around depicting trans people like this, man. You can't do it. I don't care what Keffels did. Like, that doesn't justify depicting a trans person like this.
In his most recent video.
Okay, nothing in Mutahar's video was transphobic at all. I don't even know why I have to entertain this. Simply talking about a trans person isn't
the transphobic element, and I will say element because I don't think he is transphobic, but I think that he has a misunderstanding of DIY HRT, and that's the only thing I'll say.
Phobia, and I wish that we could like move past this and just treat trans people like human beings and not like these like delicate little angels that we need to like step on eggshells around.
But you can't pretend there's not a problem with trans people being depicted in an extraordinarily negative light, okay? Like, that artistic depiction of a trans person was not okay, I don't think.
It's really weird.
Who argued against Andrew Tate being deplatformed from social media websites.
He believes in the concept of free speech for everyone. Wow. Just like the Nazis.
No, I think that's a pretty good point. Like, Andrew Tate is a fucking convicted, is he convicted? No, charged, he's an alleged sex criminal, okay? Let's be real. Like, I think that it's okay to deplatform Andrew Tate, and I think if Mutahar was against that, that's pretty bad.
This is what you're using to paint Mutahar as a bad person in order to paint Wendigoon as a bad person. You're running out of paint, bro.
Wendigoon is publicly connected to the
probably
internet
the best point he's made so far.
And has even appeared in his videos. The internet historian publicly said that his birthday was...
Okay, this isn't fair. Mutahar was in his videos, but he didn't know that internet historian was plagiarizing. This is not fair.
Was April 20th. It is not. And has only said that as a joke because that is Hitler's birthday.
Ah yes, April 20th, Hitler's birthday. There are no other jokes surrounding the number.
I think Mutahar is in a position where he could learn and get better. A good example is that Muta fans do go transphobic whenever he posts things about Keffels. Yeah, I think that he does need to do a little bit better.
420? It's a weed joke. It's like making a joke about the number 69. This is either extremely dishonest manipulation, saying April 20th instead of the number 420 so people wouldn't notice, or you are profoundly mentally retarded, sir. Who the f sees a joke about 420 and automatically thinks Hitler? I'll tell you who. Somebody with preconceived notions about others. Everyone is already a bigot, so everything they say is bigoted, instead of the other way around.
Also, I don't personally like the use of the R slur very much, but whatever.
Looking at bigotry and coming to the conclusion that that person's a bigot. No, you have this insane hater tunnel vision, which is why you're coming to insane conclusions like this.
We could talk about the time that Nick Spheres did a video about the disturbing movie Iceberg, who is a great horror trance creator, and in the comments of her video, he said, "We will be watching your career with great interest," which is just kinda gross.
That is a line from Star Wars. You really saw him being—
Wait, what was— sorry, I missed it.
In the comments of her video, he said, "We will be watching your career with great interest," which is just kinda gross.
That is a line from Star Wars. You really—
Wait, even without knowing the context, it's like, how could that even be perceived?
That is a line from Star Wars. You really—
Great interest.
Like, unless he is openly transphobic and like calling his— it was literally loved by the creator of the video.
Which is just kinda gross.
That is a line from Star Wars. You really saw him being friendly with a trans person, the trans person being friendly back, and came to the conclusion that this was transphobia? For f***'s sake, man, she ooh-wooed at him. Have you ever sat back and thought, hey, maybe if I have to squint my eyes and tilt my head and glue my balls to my butthole in order to paint these people as Nazis, maybe they're not Nazis?
He has interacted positively with Garant Thumb, who has said, "The traditional family should be encouraged and strengthened. I see little to no support from the government or big media."
Okay, I don't like this, but this is guilt by association, man. Like, I just— it's not enough. It's not substantial enough. This is a stretch and a half.
Traditional families?
Here we go.
Not traditional families! This is how you know this video was made for one type of person and that type of person only. Because what the are we supposed to be mad at that?
For someone who is supposedly—
You do need more than that, I will say that. Like, you can't just shit on traditional families and then not follow that up.
Anti-government.
This guy has not touched grass in an eon. That's the real problem here. You have got to— see the grass behind you, man? You've got to go touch it, okay? There's plenty of it. It's green. It comes in little blades. Go touch it.
He sure does seem to have a lot of wealthy white friends who actively work to uphold the values of the American empire.
For someone who hates the government so much, they sure have a lot of wealthy white friends who hold up the American empire. What the f*** are you saying? It's like lefty Mad Libs. He's just chucking a bunch of buzzwords at the wall and seeing what sticks. Capitalism, cops, white, American empire. Again, he sounds like a conservative's idea of what a lefty would sound like. He sounds like a Daily Wire sketch character. He goes on to talk about more Twitter accounts Wendigoon follows and how some of those accounts have liked problematic tweets. Now, see, I always thought fascism was hyper-nationalistic authoritarianism, but apparently it's actually when you follow people on—
Again, I want to stress that she could be cherry-picking all of this, but from what I saw, those were very dumb points to make.
On Twitter that Walmart Noah Samson doesn't like.
He has publicly interacted in a friendly way with the account Rock Solid on multiple occasions.
Responding to someone—
What's Rock Solid? You know what? I'm not looking. I don't care.
on Twitter makes you best friends with that person. Hey, by the way, this you being friendly with YouTuber Sophie from Mars, who is allegedly an abuser, is that you, bro? Because according to your own logic, not mine, that makes you and her friends, which makes you a bad person. And personally, I'd rather be friends with people who make jokes on the internet than someone who allegedly puts cigarettes out on their girlfriend's skin. But honestly, I wouldn't hold this against him. How was he supposed to know? You throw a dart into a crowd of these people and you're bound to hit a sex pest.
He is publicly friends with Shoe0nHead, who is a conservative masquerading as a leftist, who has built a career off of lazy anti—
Dude, that's literally conservatives though. Like, every single time, okay? Like, and fucking religious people, like Christians, okay? That's where the sex pests are.
Woke content, complaining about SJWs, who says stuff like, Karl Marx rising from the grave, finding out his movement has been taken over by fat, ugly, mentally ill losers.
Here we go.
I mean, What's crazy is I could have given you like 20 examples of way worse shit I've said over the years, but instead you choose a random joke I made on Twitter. You just went to my Twitter and found like—
No, it was a pretty stupid joke. Like, yeah, it fucking sucked, man.
like one of the last tweets I made. This you, Wendigoon? This you, bro? Congratulating someone on their wedding day? A conservative masquerading as a leftist is so funny too, because like, what? What would be the point of that?
I mean, I can't disagree. To some extent, that is true.
Like, am I waiting for like a Soros check? It would be way more lucrative as a woman on the internet to just be a conservative commentator instead of pissing off all sides.
No. Like, Shoe does very much walk the middle line, okay? Like she really does. She treads a fine line and tries to keep her, you know, conservative-leaning audience hat. Here, look at the comments. Let's see. Met Wendigoon once. Conservative masquerading as a leftist is such a funny accusation to me. These people are so deep in their echo chambers that they can't comprehend the existence of a nuanced political opinion. Here, let's see the replies. Lines like that are BS. It isn't as clear-cut as just two sides. There are extremists on both sides. Both sides! The ones in the echo chamber are the people saying things like that. Even saying right-wing, right-leaning, middle, left-leaning, and left-wing is overgeneralizing it. I mean, yeah, but like, the generalizations have use. Two-party system sucks, just have beliefs. Well, yeah, but people fall into these different parties. Like, there's always going to be two separate opposing factions, as long as there's, like, a non-ranked choice voting system, you know what I mean? Like, it's just going to end up being like that. Unfortunately, quite a lot of people need to take the nuance out. I really always thought of Shoe as a leftist. Okay, that's probably a troll comment. Bro really used Hitler drank water 2 levels of accusation. That's not wrong. People on Twitter. Actually, these comments look pretty reasonable, not gonna lie. Okay, fine. You win this round, Shoe.
Like I do. Also, the term publicly friends with is so funny. He keeps saying it. And like, personally, it's hilarious to me because I have to be privately friends with several public figures because
I think the problem is Shoe appeals to this like centrist kind of demographic of people who are right-leaning so that they can be a little bit transphobic or like, you know, just not like the liberal SJWs or whatever and not feel bad about themselves. You know what I mean? Like, that's who she's appealing to.
They are prisoners to their own audience because their own audiences are full of people like this guy. So I have a lot of respect for people like Wendigoon who will just talk to anyone they want to and aren't scared of these crybullies. Also, I think it's important to say Wendigoon and I talk on Twitter sometimes, but we're not like best friends. I've never even met him in real life. But because he has the audacity to tweet at me, now all my opinions are his. And as for the lazy accusation—
Where's the war on normal guys? Where's it at?
You got me. Honestly, this all would have bothered me way more like a few years ago, but I'm so over it now. Go ahead.
It's funny, I didn't care about any of this. I just wanted to see where the war on normal guys is.
And call me what you like. I take solace in the fact that every woke idiot that comes at me eventually gets their own ass cancelled into the shadow realm, and yet I remain problematic and a moron forever. And I personally can't wait until the inevitable day an army of skeletons comes marching out of your closet. What does bother me, however, is linking Wendigoon to me in order to smear him. My friends and I aren't a hive mind. And that might be easy for most people to understand, but not for these people. People like this guy, they don't have friends. They have enemies and they have temporary allies. They have people they hate and people they will eventually throw under the bus the second that person has a problematic tweet one day.
That's true, Queen Laura. I'm not mad. I'm so not mad that I made a whole video about how not mad I am. Yeah, it's like the dude deleted it. It's like they're the only reason that you would have made this video, which the only reason she made it, because it's in the title, is like she's trying to spin it as though it's a war on normal guys. You know what I mean? Like, that's really my issue with this video is, it's not that she's upset about this video essay, which does seem to be very, like, cherry-picked Sorry, let me clarify. I mean that this guy cherry picked a bunch of shit from people and tried to like make these weird connections to try to make them all out to be Nazis when they probably aren't, even if they have right-leaning tendencies. You know, there's a very big difference between having right-leaning tendencies and being a full-blown Nazi. Unfortunately, there are channels that exist that have right-leaning tendencies that serve as gateways into more far-right channels. But I think that this kind of content where you're like, you know, trying to paint somebody out to be a Nazi when they're really not, it's not helping. You know, it's really not going to help you. So I don't have an issue with this part of the video. My issue is that she's painting this out as though it's like a war on normal guys, which is what the video is called. So that's my issue.
He has said many times publicly
There's no war
that he
on
lives
normal
in East
guys.
Tennessee.
That's not happening.
It is about as white as you could possibly get. Deep Appalachia is very white country, and for the most part, is exceptionally
I don't even know
racist.
who this guy is.
Genuinely in this part of the country, you have to assume that any white person you meet is racist unless they show you otherwise.
Holy shit! All white people from Appalachia are racist until proven.
I mean, he's probably not completely incorrect, but I wouldn't put it like that. Like, there are a lot of racist people in Appalachia. Let's be real, okay?
Otherwise. He's implying Wendigoon is low-key racist because of where he's from. He literally has no proof otherwise. No videos, no
but that
screen
is
caps,
fair.
nothing that
She's making a
shows
fair
Wendigoon
point.
being racist. But you see, he has to be. So because he's from Tennessee, he secretly must be. Making a broad negative generalization about somebody based on their race, but wokely, so it's okay. Appalachia is one of the poorest areas in the country. And aren't you a poor motherfucker too? I know you don't want to hear it, but the working class revolution is not just going to be full of the purple-haired Starbucks baristas. It's also going to be...
Okay, but if you're racist, I don't want you in my movement. Like, either don't be racist or don't be in my movement. Like, let's not pretend that, like, you have to be this racist, big, like, dad bod, working class, man of the fields guy. Like, that's not working class. Working class people are also purple-haired Starbucks baristas. Those are also working class people.
Billy Bob the truck driver from Tennessee. And you have more in
And if Billy Bob the truck driver from Tennessee is racist, then fuck him.
common with those guys than you do the rich bread tubers that you're trying to suck the farts out of currently. So why don't you drop the smug liberal attitude and show some
She's
class
so not
solidarity,
mad, guys.
comrade.
Look how not mad
Then,
she
of
is.
course, there is his username. To the Algonquin people, the Wendigo is a negative spiritual symbol. He has attempted to deflect from criticism over the use of the name by saying that his grandfather was Native American.
I kind of respect this guy's grift just because he made a bunch of people mad at him. And sometimes that's, you know, enough of a reward in itself.
But I personally have to look at it from the hypothetical perspective, where, say I had a black or mixed grandfather in this situation, and black people were telling me that I was doing something that was racist or offensive to them. I would then listen to what they were saying instead of claiming that I had the right to do it because I had some melanin in me. Especially if I were more or less raised within a primarily white cultural
Wait, where is this coming from? I have no clue where this is coming from.
area like the Appalachian Mountains are. And also on top of that, just, you know, frequently associated myself with white supremacists.
Whoa!
Who's accusing him of being racist, though? That's what I don't understand.
Whoa! Where was the white supremacy? You spent
That's
like
him.
10 minutes smearing
Yeah,
a bunch of
that's
people
what I
Wendigoon
thought.
talks to, but not once did you show any white supremacy. Again, just haphazardly throwing around lefty buzzwords. White supremacy!
We could talk about his past and supposedly being a founding member in an
Wendigoon's name? What about it?
online conspiracy theory group that, according to him, snowballed out of control into being a white supremacist neo-Nazi organization called the Boogaloo Boys. In 2020, they killed several police officers in a
I
drive-by
don't think Shoe denies being mad here. This guy went after her and people she's friends with. Yeah, that's fair. I guess she's not denying being mad. His name is a reference to a creature you aren't supposed to say the name of. Oh, I didn't know that.
shooting in Oakland, hoping that black people would be blamed for the violence, in an attempt to create racial tension.
So basically, Wendigoon was part of a libertarian group that eventually became...
Wait, what was... Sorry, hold on. I'm missing something here. So Wendigoon... So it's a reference to a creature you aren't supposed to say the name of, which is... When you say not supposed to say the name of, do you mean like for was it racist? Is it a racist thing to say? I can't say. Or is it like an SCP thing where it's just like, oh, you can't say the name of it or else it'll appear. Like, I don't know what the Sorry, I feel stupid now. I'm trying to figure out what you guys are talking about. If you if you could clarify in the chat, I would really appreciate it.
Became more extreme and radical over time, and he no longer agreed with the goals, so he...
Hold on. What happened?
To create racial tension.
So basically, Wendigoon was part of a libertarian group that eventually became more extreme.
Their culture says you aren't supposed to say its name. Oh, okay. So this video basically... Okay, I see what you're saying.
And radical over time, and he no longer agreed with the goals, so he left it and he disavowed it.
Okay.
Okay. Isn't that what you want? For him to own up to his mistakes and take accountability? You'd have a point if he was still involved in this group, or even if he was part of the group while the group was doing all these terrible things, but he wasn't. It's so funny he had to add this completely made-up factoid that the Boogaloos killed cops.
It is at the very least culturally insensitive. Okay. Fair enough. I don't think that means necessarily that, you know, it would be a taboo utterance. Okay, I see. Okay, that makes more sense. It'd be like if I went up to a Christian and just, like, kept saying Yahweh, like, always refer to God as Yahweh. Is it kind of like that?
In order to blame it on black people, but I couldn't find that literally anywhere. In fact, I found the exact opposite. The Boogaloo Boys made sure people knew it was done by them. And it wasn't to spark a race war, it was to spark more anti-government sentiment. The Boogaloo Boys are a radical libertarian group. They hate cops. So I think
they're a Nazi group. They are like neo-Nazis.
This guy made up this thing about them wanting to blame black.
And I doubt most of them hate. Well, even if they do hate cops, it doesn't matter. They're all gonna fall in lockstep eventually anyway.
People. So people in his audience wouldn't think the Boogaloo Boys were cool. Yeah, they killed cops, but not in the based cool way we want to kill cops. This is probably the most damning evidence they have against Wendigoon, even though he's not involved in this group anymore. But they still it up. Zane was liking tweets from people, glazing him, telling him what an amazing job he was doing for finally going after Wendigoon. Our glorious
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, the Boogaloo Boys won a second civil war. It's not just a libertarian group. They are literally, like, and the worst part of them is not that they hate cops, by the way. You're right, Queen Laura. It's that they won a second civil war. That's why they're called the Boogaloo Boys. And I feel like leaving that part out is very, you're not supposed to do that. And also, there's 3 minutes of this left. Where's the war on normal guys? Where's that part at? Is that literally just the title of the video? Like, are you serious? That's the whole reason I watched the video, is because I wanted to see where the war on normal guys is. This is not a war on normal guys. This is a war on, like, by the way, Wendigoon is not a normal guy. He's a fucking YouTuber with, like, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. That's not normal, okay? It's not. A normal guy would be like your average Joe, 9 to 5, you know, like what you said, Billy Bob from Tennessee. That's the average guy, okay? And that's really not who's being attacked here. And to the extent that he is, it's not a war. It's one guy's dumbass video.
Reddit White Knight, basking in the attention and glory of finally slaying the bad vibes dragon. All while Wendigoon left a nice comment on the guy's video, telling people not to be mean to this guy. Well, that sign won't stop me because I can't read. One comment I found on this guy's video was like, loving the Wendigoon fanboys trying to deny that he's conservative. He'll get away with it because he's popular though. He'll get away with it. Get away with what? The crime of being popular online while not agreeing with you politically? Is that what this expose is about? Wendigoon exposed, not a communist. Nobody gives a shit.
So what if he's a...
I feel like I have to watch some of his videos now just to see, like, what's going on with him. You know what I mean? Just to really, like, get an idea of what he's putting out there. Because even if he has conservative tendencies, here's my thing. If somebody has a conservative tendencies, as long as they're not... It'll sometimes leak into their content. But I think as long as they're not letting too much of it leak in, it's not really a big deal. It's not worth going after them. You know what I mean? It's really not worth it.
A conservative. Is that a problem? Which the answer to that is yes. But the reason that I care is because this does not belong in horror or anywhere. I care deeply about horror, and everything that he does has demonstrated so far in his career that he should not be welcomed in our spaces, or even, you know, just in public in general.
What? Okay. First of all, I assure you nobody wants to be in your space, bro. Imagine the smell. But second of all, in public? Wendigoon should not be allowed in public spaces. Wendigoon should not be allowed to exist in society because he is Twitter friends with people this guy disagrees with on Twitter.
Should not be
I gotta hand it to Shoe there a little bit. That is true. Like, that is the extent of what he's saying.
Accepted within society at all. They should not be celebrated. They should be treated for what they are. Because remember, kids, when somebody shows you who they are,
trolled.
Believe them.
Well, you
No, this guy's not a troll. This is like a classic case of like a lefty, what is it? A lefty expose video that went a little bit too far and off the hinges, and he literally deleted it, so.
told us you're a lying, manipulative hack, and I believe you. But Wendigoon's actions, words, and even comment he left on your video tell us he's a good person. You're so lost in the sauce, you don't even realize all you did to the average viewer was make this guy seem like a kind person who learns and grows from his mistakes. These flimsy accusations and guilt by associations may work for the NPCs in your audience who already hated Wendigoon based on vibes, but you need to bring more to the table than unsourced Reddit comments. If you're trying to convince the average person who isn't terminally online that this guy deserves to be ostracized from society. The fact is, most people—
But I feel like she also was like she's calling this the war on normal guys. And she also did not bring nearly enough evidence to say that this is a war on normal guys. Like, this is not a war on normal guys. This is one guy, one kook made a video about some other guys that wasn't very good, wasn't sourced properly, and made incomplete accusations at best, right? And you're mad about that video. And that's fine. It looked like a shitty video, okay? That attacked people unnecessarily. But at the same time, it's not a war on normal guys, and that's the title of the fucking video, Shoe. So, like, what's going on here?
people have friends they don't politically agree with. Most people make
I think it's just a catchy title. No. You have to understand. Titles like this are geared toward her right-wing audience. Do you understand that? Titles like this are geared toward the right-wing section of her audience. She knows that that's what's going to make people click. Okay, and if you don't believe me, let's look at some of her other videos as well, and some of their titles. Okay, and I'm not saying I hate Shoe. I'm not saying Shoe's like a Nazi. None of that. What I'm saying is she appeals to incels. Okay, female loneliness and how to fix it. All right, I don't know how many incels would click on that, but it's a Shoe video, so it's got 1.3 million views. The rise of AI girlfriends, the Twitch thought epidemic, Lady Baller's review. Male versus female flirting. Are women okay? Men deserve to be lonely. Responding to backlash over the male loneliness, whatever. Like, what I'm telling you is that she very clearly contributes to, appeals to her right-wing audience. As someone who was her right-wing audience, years ago, and was moved left because of her, that's a good thing. I just don't know. Like, she may have been moving people left a while ago, but she's not moving people left with this video. Not that she's obligated to do that, by the way. I'm not saying she is. But if anything, this video is going to move people right. So I just don't... Like, the title's important.
Jokes. Many people are into guns. Many support the police. And most enjoy when pedophiles die. These things you listed as...
I still don't like that point. Like, you don't just get to extrajudiciously kill pedophiles just because they're, like, labeled a pedophile. You don't just get to do that. There's a system for incarcerating them. Okay? You don't get to take that into your own hands unless you catch them in the act.
It's like crimes Wendigoon's friends have done in order to smear Wendigoon. Do not make them fascists or Nazis. They make them normal people. At the end of the day, this was just a witch hunt against a normal guy. But to these people, that is the enemy. The normal guy.
Here we go, finally, the last minute.
But at the end of the day, that's what this video was.
Who are these people, by the way? Like, what people are you referring to? Like, let's expand upon that. My issue with this video is that the entire thing was about going over this specific person and saying this is a war on normality. Okay? This is a war on the normal guy. Okay? And it's not. It's simply not. Progressives? Well, she should have made that clear. I am a progressive, and I'm not like that guy. All right? And she should have made that clear, by the way. But if that's who she means, I disagree. Because that guy was a little bit of a kook in that video. All right? And I don't agree with the video. But she says these people. All right? And if she's talking about progressives, that's a problem. So my point is, you can't just make a video where you shit on one video from one guy, okay? It was very poorly done. And chalk it up to, well, progressives just want to start a war against normality. That is right-wing propaganda.
Attack on normal guys. And it's always been a war on normal guys. But hey, I'm glad you deleted the video.
For sure.
Hopefully you learned from this, but according to your Discord messages, you haven't. Anyway, that was that video. I just really wanted to stick up for someone who absolutely did not deserve—
No. You called the video War on Normal Guys. This is not just you sticking up for somebody. You called this video, the title of the video, the first thing that people see after the thumbnail, the War on Normal Guys. That's what you're trying to do. You are pushing right-wing propaganda, is what you're doing.
All the hate. Thank you again to everyone who donates to me on Patreon. You help so much. And I will see you all—
Okay, yeah. So, once again, it's not like I disagreed with like most of the points she made in this video, but she is pushing right-wing propaganda. Period. End of story. Like, that is what she's doing with this video. And you'd be hard-pressed to convince me otherwise. This is a point in law where one's personal views do not affect the lives of others until they're found guilty. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Anyway. I need food. We'll do one crochet video and then I gotta get food. Did you guys... you know what? I'll say that when I start the video. Zayn was pushing right-wing propaganda with a hit piece, though. TBH. No. See, he was doing that by accident. He really, like, maybe he did believe that what he was doing was correct, but Shoe is like, this is still Shoe pushing right-wing propaganda. You don't get to take that away from her. Playlists. Okay. Oh, wait, I forgot about the femcell logic video. We'll watch that next time.
Artificial intelligence.
Here, we'll do this one. The other one's kind of long, and I'm not feeling a long one right now. What I was going to say, though, was, did you guys know that there's drama? There's drama in the crochet community. Did you guys know that? It's crazy. Okay. Trying to think of what I should crochet right now. Oh, here, let me show you guys something real quick. I always get recommended crochet drama videos. That's funny. Check it out. I made a rainbow ball. Low pride ball. It's hard to see the purple at the bottom. I kind of wish I'd have used my lighter purple, but whatever. So this belongs to Katie now. I just get to make stuff like this now. Isn't that awesome? I can just make stuff like that. See? Pride ball, yeah. This one's got a face on it. Some of you were here at the beginning and you saw it. Got my logo on it. This one is for my graphic designer. See if I can still... I cannot juggle. Yeah, I can't do it. Can't even do it with one hand. Ah. Okay. Isn't it great having a hobby where you make shit? It really is. Speaking of pride, I know what I can work on. And I will be opening up the Etsy store soon. We're gonna have stickers like we've had before, and then we're also going to have crochet stuff. But I'm thinking I'm just going to do... So originally I was going to make a bunch of like crocheted balls, you know, that you guys can buy in different colors. But I think what I'm going to do instead is do it by commission. So like, if you want to order a ball, it'll be like, I don't know the price yet. Maybe like $15 to $20 per ball. And then if that's just if it's like a solid color. And then if you want to add a color, it's like an extra $1 or $2 for every color that you want to add. You know, stuff like that. So I'm planning on doing it soon, but I'm thinking about doing it commission based. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I gotta like prepare a bunch of shit, and that's, you know, a lot of work. Anyway, we are going to work on a bisexual flag ball, is what we're gonna do. Up here. So. Fun. Sorry, I've got like a big basket, and it's kind of hard to get the yarn out. Not the best, better than what I had, which was nothing. Kind of fortunate that your logo is easy to replicate with yarn. It really is. Great design choice that I made. Blue. What yarn? That's gonna be messy. Okay. Actually, I think this... No, this is my dark purple. Hold on, I'm sorry. But yeah. Here's my devil fruit. Pretty cool, right? You can squish it. Isn't that sick? All right. Where the hell's my light purple at? There it is. Okay, got it. Okay. Completely sick. Thank you. Those would sell? I hope so. That's the idea. It is really cool. Thank you. I remember seeing that one. It's my favorite so far. It is also my favorite, and I want to make an op fruit as well. I have the heart shape done for it. I need to make the stem and then all the swirls. The swirls are the most tedious part, as you can probably imagine. All right, so I'm going to start with pink. And the pride flag has more pink and blue than it has purple. So let's see. We can do 6 pink, 6 purple, and 1 blue. Or no, 6 pink, 6 blue, and 1 purple. Or 3 purple. I think that'll work. So I need hook. A good hook. Oh. Okay. I have a good hook now. How y'all been? I missed y'all. Been good, been good. Thank you for asking. Okay. So kids, we've got, here, let me start the video first. I'm going to attempt to react while I crochet, and I don't know how it's going to go. Okay, so as I just told chat, I am going to attempt to react to this while I am crocheting. And what are we crocheting today is a stress ball. It looks like, where'd my stress balls just go? Okay. So, one of these guys, right? Little stress ball. Got a blue one here. But we are going to do a bisexual flag stress ball. So, we got our purple, pink, and blue here. We're going to start off with pink, move to purple, and then a blue. While I am doing that, we are going to be reacting to this video, how to spot fake AI crochet so you do not get scammed. Because that's important. Do not get scammed into fake fucking crochet patterns. It's not a sniper, it's a cat laser. Yes, there's a cat laser apparatus behind me. That is not a sniper. Promise. I have not been doxxed. Alright, let's get started.
Artificial intelligence has become a big problem in the crochet community, and today I'm going to attempt to crochet an AI-generated pattern. 2, I'm going to give you some helpful tips and tricks to be able to spot AI-generated crochet patterns on the internet. And 3, finally, we're going to do a little quiz to see if you can tell the difference between an AI-generated crochet image and a real one. Hi, I'm Elise from EliseRoseCrochet.com, and I want to make sure that you know about a free resource that I have for you, and that is my website. There you're going to find hundreds of blog posts. You'll find printables, you'll find free patterns, lots of tips and tricks and yarn reviews, and I will leave a link for it in the description box below. And the reason why I decided to talk about this topic today is that because I was scrolling on Facebook the other day and I came across a Facebook page, and they have these AI crochet generated images, and they've got links to patterns that don't match up. It's really spammy, and in the comments I don't see very many, hey, this is AI. Most of the comments are, oh, I love this. This is so beautiful. Would love the pattern.
Oh, boy.
And some of these posts have thousands of likes and hundreds of comments. I do think that they're...
Dude, imagine getting a fucking fake crochet pattern. As somebody who's been doing this for a couple weeks now, that would be hell. Trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong on this stupid pattern. Not gonna lie. Shit, how do you do this again? I've done this a million times and now I'm forgetting. There we go. Okay, I got it. I'm doing what's called a magic ring, folks. It's called the magic ring. They call it a magic ring. We use it to make little stuffed animals. Little stuffed animals, little stress balls. That's what we use it for. That's what we use it for, folks. Okay. There's our magic ring. I can begin. You guys will not probably be able to see me do it for right now, but if all goes well, we'll get a crochet cam soon.
They're going through and they're deleting those comments, because I have seen a couple of them saying, hey, this is AI, like alert, alert, but then they're gone.
Yeah,
so I do think that they're filtering those comments out so that most of us aren't seeing them. And here's why this is such a problem. Number 1, people are getting scammed out of their money. They are purchasing patterns on Etsy. Yes, Etsy has some AI-generated patterns that are floating around on there. I know that Etsy is trying to deal with this problem, but as fast as they can knock them down, another one is going to pop up. So we need to be careful so that we don't waste our hard-earned money on a scam. Number 2, people are wasting their time. There are free AI-generated crochet patterns floating around on the internet, and people are wasting their time trying to make patterns that likely are never going to turn out correctly. And the reason why this is such a problem right now is that because currently AI cannot write a decent crochet pattern. And number 3, and one of the most harmful, is that beginners who stumble upon this AI...
And by the way, even if a fucking AI does write a crochet pattern, I'm not taking it. Sorry. I can't. AI is not to be used for fucking creative purposes. Sorry. That's not what AI is supposed to be for.
Generated crochet pattern may think that the problem is them not the pattern. And they can become discouraged and give up completely because they think they're not a good crocheter. When in actuality, it's an AI generated pattern and it was never
Or it could be
going
both.
to turn out.
I mean,
so
you could also
I'm
be
going
shit,
to go into
but,
ChatGPT right now
Point
and
taken.
I'm going to put in the prompt, write a crochet pattern for an amigurumi whale. And let's just see what it gives me. And I'm going to attempt to crochet it.
For the uninitiated, amigurumi is what is the name for like stuffed animals stuff. That's what I'm doing right now is amigurumi. Kind of fucking it up a little bit. Like the loops are a little bit too big. It's fine.
So I copy
Imagine
and
paying for
pasted
patterns,
the
right?
exact crochet pattern that ChatGPT gave to me into.
I did just pay for one pattern. It's a Darth Vader pattern and it looks really good. Like I tried looking for other like comparatively good Darth Vader patterns before I paid for it, but I just could not find any. Like it was the best one by far, and I was like, okay, well I got a spring for it. Like it's worth it. The guy obviously worked hard on it. It's also happening in knitting. My partner does this and has to weed out fake patterns. That sucks ass.
The ChatGPT image generator, and I asked it to give me an image of the exact pattern, and this is what it gave to me. So I will be excited to see.
Oh no, there's no shot it's gonna look like that. No shot. Good luck, lady.
So I will be excited to see if this is what this crochet pattern is going to end up
She's really
looking
taking
like.
the plunge
I
for us.
have some doubts because just looking over the pattern, it says that we're going to choose a yarn in blue or gray. It doesn't say two different colors, and that image shows two different colors, but who am I? I'm just a simple amigurumi maker. That's a fancy schmancy artificial intelligence. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this little whale and see how it turns out.
Here she goes. So she's starting off with her magic circle, as I did, magic ring. We're doing it together.
So far, my first impressions are that right now looks like a legitimate crochet pattern. It looks all really standard to amigurumi. I am only on round 2 right now, so this could definitely change as I keep going. But so far, it looks pretty legit. So I'm a little bit excited to see what happens if this is going to turn out to be a cute little whale.
Oh no, it won't.
So I'm almost finished with the little body of the whale, but it doesn't say what size eyes to use. So I am going to be using a 6mm. I like that size, and I think that it will work well for the size of this little body.
Okay.
I just finished the little body and I'm going to keep it a secret. I don't want you to see until the final reveal, but I'm moving on to the tail and then to the fin.
Wouldn't it be funny if it made like a deer? Yeah, just like a perfect replica of a completely different animal. That'd be great. Spoiler, it looked nothing like that. Yeah, we'll see. Guess we'll see.
We got a problem. So I just finished round 4, and that leaves us with 6 stitches.
Oh boy.
Now for round 5, they have us increasing, and at the end of round 5, they want us to have 8 stitches. This is what the pattern says to do. Chain 1 and turn, we're good on that. Then it says single crochet, increase, twice, single crochet. The math doesn't add up. The easiest way for me to show you is to do a little sketch, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Here we have our 6 stitches. 1, 2.
When you say an increase in crocheting, what that means is that instead of doing a single stitch in like a single crochet into a stitch, you do 2 crochets into that stitch. So that would give you an extra stitch on your outer layer. You know what I mean? So like right now I'm increasing on every other one on my little circle here. So instead of 12 stitches on the outside, I'll have 18.
3,
4, math got a
5, 6. They want us to do
I've undone a
one
lot because the math wasn't
crochet,
mathing.
increase, And then they want us to do that again.
Yeah, I lost my place.
1 single crochet, increase.
Okay.
And then they want us to do 1 single crochet, and we're supposed to end up with 8 stitches. But we have this 6th stitch that they haven't told us to do anything with. Even if we followed it exactly, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We haven't dealt with this stitch right here. This
already falling apart. Also, I need a stitch marker. I didn't think I would need one, but I definitely need one. Shit, how many have I done? Hold for a second. 1. I think I've done 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Always use a stitch marker on amigurumi. All right.
Stitch count doesn't add up. The directions are wrong. If I was a beginner, I might think that the problem was me, but really it's with this pattern. It is not written correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work it out so that I get the correct stitch count, which means they want us to have 8 stitches at the end of the round. So I'm going to do 2 single crochet increase, and I'm going to continue to go forward with the pattern.
Yeah, little tip for beginners who are who fuck up your amigurumi. If you don't want to start over, you can it'll come out looking a little lopsided, but if you really don't want to start over, just adjust your work such that the end product is what the final amount of stitches should be. You know what I mean? So like if you're a crocheting champion like I am, you'll know what I'm talking about.
We have another problem. For round 7, they're wanting us to take those 8 stitches and reduce them down to 6, and they're doing the same thing. 1 single crochet, and instead of increasing, they're decreasing, and they have the 1 stitch left, but they're missing the last stitch in the row. So I'm going to do what I did before and adjust the pattern, and I'm going to do 2 single crochet decrease, and that way I'm going to end up with the correct number of stitches at the end of the row, which is 6. I'm on the last row of the tail, and we have 6 stitches right now, and these are the directions. It says chain 1 turn, we're good. Then it says decrease, single crochet, decrease. That's gonna leave us with 1 extra stitch again. They want us to go down to 4 stitches. So I'm going to have to fix the pattern again, and I'm going to do decrease, 2 single crochet, decrease. Just that way we end up with 4 stitches at the end of this row.
Okay.
I finished the tail, and I'm going to go ahead and attach it to the body. The directions don't say where to attach it to the body, so I'm just going to use my best judgment.
Yeah, just sew it in, forehead. Come on, figure it out, dipshit. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so I've made the body, I've made the tail,
Everyone knows
and
where the
now
tail
I am
goes.
on to the fin. Now, I thought that the fin meant the 2 little thingies, the little flipper thingies on the side.
Yeah.
But here's what the directions say. Using the same color yarn, attach yarn to the side of the body. I don't know what that means. Then it goes on to...
Dude, AI is so fucked, man. Like, can we please just leave art to the artist? Can we not do that, please? Like, come on. This is so unnecessary.
To give me the directions. And then it says fasten off and leave a tail for sewing. Sew the fin onto the top of the body. And it doesn't say to make 2, so I'm assuming they only want you to make 1.
Okay.
So I finished the little fin here, and it says to sew it to the top of the body. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not exactly sure which direction, but I'm just going to do what makes the most sense.
Yes, of course.
So, yeah. I just finished the little whale, and I want to remind you of the image that ChatGPT created of the pattern.
This is gonna be
Remember,
great.
Here's this cute little whale.
Okay.
I followed the directions exactly, except for when the pattern was wrong and I had to fix it. But otherwise, I followed it to the T. And here is my little amigurumi whale.
Great job, ChatGPT. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful work. Well done. You really did it. What a magnificent whale. We have whale at home. Yes. Thank you, Shono. I like what she's doing to bust it. This is legit great content. It is pretty good. AI still can't even properly convert an image to a cross-stitch pattern unaided. I can't imagine that it would even be possible to do anything that would make sense with crochet. It's so stupid. It's like, just get your patterns from real fucking people. Stop using machines for everything. Just get it from real people. I went to Shake Shack today. Let me tell you something. I went to Shake Shack today, and I had to use a fucking machine to put in my order. Like, just let me talk to a person. Let me get a minimum wage fucking worker that I can yell at when they get my order wrong. Okay? I can't yell at a machine for that. Let me yell at a person. Come on now.
My goodness.
It is really, oh my God. It looks almost like Mudkip. It's not like literally all it is like a amigurumi ball and then like a couple of fins. And that's it.
They really don't look alike, do they? He doesn't look like any whale that I've ever seen before, and he certainly doesn't look anything like the image that is supposed to represent the
really
pattern.
Funny.
That was so much fun, but now that we're done with the little experiment, here are my 6 best tips for spotting fake AI crochet-generated images that are floating around on social media and on the internet. Individually, these concepts may not be a red flag, but if you start seeing more than one of them, you should probably dig a little deeper. Number 1, if you see an image of a crocheted object and it is the most detailed crochet item that you have ever seen in your life, that might raise a red flag that it could be AI generated.
Maybe.
Number 2, can you identify which stitch is in that crocheted item? Really look closely to see if it's a stitch that you...
Hell no. Hell no.
Recognize. A lot of these AI images use techniques that don't exist in crochet, so that
it looks so fake. Like, I can just tell right off the bat that this is fake. It's disgusting. And yeah, look at the individual stitches here. They're like blending together. It's really bad.
Crochet. So that's a really good hint as well. And I know that this can be a little bit difficult if you're a beginner and you haven't learned to recognize stitches by sight yet, but there will be something about it that just doesn't look quite real. Number 3 is the size of the object. Is it beyond the scope of human capability? There have been a lot of AI images floating around on the internet.
Is it just too difficult for a human to do? Like, could really think about it. Could a human really make this? You know, like, let's really consider. What's the term? Fibonacci? I don't know. Fibonacci? Thank God the lighting and background look wrong. It kind of does look like Mudkip.
Been a lot of AI images floating around on the internet of...
Wait. They crocheted a whole ass man. That's crazy, man. I want the pattern for that.
Human capability. There have been a lot of AI images floating around on the internet of people standing beside these massive crocheted animals, and they are all AI. Number 4,
insane.
Look at the image as a whole. Is there something off about any part of the crocheted
for real, just look at it.
For example, in this...
How to tell when you're dealing with fake crochet art. Step 1, look at it. Does it look fake? Because it probably fucking is.
Photo where the woman is standing beside the elephant.
Jesus
the elephant
Christ.
has 5 legs. There's something off.
And also, there's something off about this lady, too. Like, let's be real here. And the building in the background. Like, this is all AI.
About it, and that is a very good indicator that it's AI. Another good thing to look at is if there's a human in the image anywhere. Look at the hands. AI doesn't do a great job with human hands, and there's usually something that looks a little off, whether it has an extra finger or the fingers look a little extra long, or maybe the texture of the hand looks just off. It doesn't look quite
true, Queen
human.
Laura.
Another red flag is the colors. If they are so fantastical that they take your breath away and they don't look like any yarn that you have ever used, or that the color...
Let's go back. Hold on. Okay. I'm looking at the stitch work. Like, it's conceivable, but nah. Like, you could make this. You could make this, but like the colors, like she said, are too fantastical, and it's not like there's like look, there's a fuck up right here. Like, I don't know. Like, you could make something that resembles this, but you're not going to get a decent pattern from AI that tells you how to fucking do this. There's no way.
Or that the color changes are happening seamlessly. That's another red flag that you might want to take a closer look. And
I recently seen on Shopify an AI-generated picture of a doll being sold, advertised as a doll. I can't remember the exact price, but it was above $200. I wonder why the person that buys it, what the person that buys it would get. So wait. Oh, the doll itself. Yeah, that would be weird. It'd be some like fucking gas station, like last minute Valentine's Day fucking doll probably, if I had to guess. It's too tight. Like, I'm going to assume it's about 3 inches or rather small, and we have such small stitching on top of it. Yeah, it's really tight. It's too neat.
And the last
There should be
tip
some
I have
flaws.
for you is if you find a crochet pattern and you're not sure if it's AI generated or not, look and see if the pattern has progress
Oh
photos.
my God.
If they show the project being
Abhorrent.
made and you can see the progression of the project, then there's
Also, it's all just incredibly fucking ugly. Like, look at how ugly that is. Like, nobody would think to make this. You know what I mean? It's just so disgustingly ugly. It looks like, what's that alien movie where, like, the aliens, like, there's, like, red goo everywhere because, like, there's, like, red strings of blood everywhere because the aliens are, like, sucking people up and, like, drawing their blood out and then spraying it everywhere. That's what it looks like to me. It's disgusting. I hate the grifter economy. I do get a laugh at content like that. Yeah, no. It's so stupid.
There's
it's
a good
disgusting.
chance that this is a real crochet pattern. But if they're only showing this super adorable finished object and there's no progress photos, you might want to think twice before trying to make that pattern. Here are a couple of questions that I ask myself if I come across a pattern that I am starting to think might have been created by AI. Who designed this pattern? Every pattern designer that I know wants the credit for the projects that they have designed, and they have their name somewhere on the pattern, in the pattern, around the pattern, in the listing, somewhere. And every single designer that I know has some sort of social media, or they have a website, they might have a YouTube channel.
That's a good
They're
point.
posting an Instagram, Facebook, they have a Pinterest account.
Credit
All
whores.
of these things are good indicators that this is a real person who designed this project. The second question that I would ask myself is, are there any videos of the finished item? And this is especially true on Etsy. When looking at listings on Etsy, if there is a video of the finished object and they're moving it around and you can see the front and the back, that's not AI. That is a real project. So I would feel a lot more confident
All my crochet
about
work is
buying
AI,
that
guys.
crochet pattern. But
I have
if
no
it's
videos of it.
only images and you only see the front of the image and you're not seeing the back or the sides, I might be a little suspicious and I would take a deeper look into the designer, the shop ratings, all of those things before I clicked that buy button. Now that we've gone over all of that information, let's
a bit off topic, but there's a real Sackboy crochet from the video games. Oh yeah, I'm sure. War of the Worlds, that was the one. Not liking all those lumps and crevices. Yeah,
put this knowledge to the test with a quiz. Now, if you've ever been to my channel before, you might know that I love a little quiz. Now, some of these are going to be super easy and you're going to be able to tell right away which one is real and which one is AI. The first two images are of an amigurumi pencil. You've got A on the left and you have B on the right. Which one do you think is AI?
Well, hold on. Well, very obviously A.
A on the left, and you have B on...
The stitches are too perfect. It's all too and also, like, what is this? Like, you're gonna tell me that's fucking yarn? I think not.
On the right. Which one do you think is AI? If you chose A
That's
as
easy
the
mode.
AI
Easy.
image,
Too
you would
easy.
be correct. Because B is my very own pattern, Mr. Pencil.
Yo!
I'll leave a link for him in the description box below.
Mr. Pencil,
These next
let's go.
images are of crocheted frogs. The one on the left is a little bit bigger.
Okay, well this one's just obvious.
A frog, and then the one on the right is a smaller frog in a basket. I think this one is pretty obvious, but A is the AI generated frog. The frog pattern on the right
They're
is
all
from
obvious.
Crochet
It's always
Candyland
obvious.
Co., and I'll leave a link for that pattern in the description box below. The next
It's so
two
much more
images
charming,
are
yeah.
of crocheted birthday hats. The one on the left is pink and it has a big pom-pom on the top, and the one on the right has rainbow stripes. I think this one is a little bit harder to tell which one is real and which one is fake.
Hold on,
Wait.
No, it's B. It's definitely B.
Top, and the one on the right has rainbow stripes. I think this one is a little bit harder to tell which one is real and which one is fake.
Easy.
But the AI image is B on the
Told
right.
you.
The thing that gives
Called
the
it.
AI image away is
Ugh.
around
Ugh.
the bottom of the hat. Those aren't
Abhorrent.
stitches that I've ever seen in crochet. And the image on the right is my own birthday party hat, and I will leave a link for this free pattern in the description box as well. The next two images are of crochet granny square cardigans. You've got one
B.
on the left, it's on a person, and then the one on the right is hanging on a hanger. This one's a little bit harder to be able to tell, but the one on the left is the real image. The one on the right is AI. I'll leave a link for the real crochet cardigan pattern in the description
Let's
box
go.
below.
She's such a G.
The next two images are of crocheted sunflower bookmarks. And I think this one is a little bit tougher to be able to tell which one the real one.
No, it's not tough at all. A is like so much more imperfect and like charming, and it actually knows how to spell. No, there's no shot. No shot that B is real. Are you fucking kidding me? Look at these stitches. This isn't stitch work. This is slop. This is slop. Absolute slop.
So the fake AI one is on the right. It's B. But if you want to make your own crochet sunflower bookmark, I have a free pattern and I'll link it in the description box below.
She's got all the patterns. She's like, look under your chair. I left a pattern there for you. Yes, you at home. That's right. There's a pattern under your chair. All right, Lefty Jenna. Thanks so much for being here.
Two images are of crocheted shawls.
They also did have a real book.
This one's also a bit.
No. This is not hard at all. A is too perfect. B is B. When I say B is perfect, what I mean is B is perfectly lovely. Okay, this is real. This is slop.
It's tough to be able to spot the real one, but the fake AI one is A. It's on the left. The real shawl pattern is from Katie
you can always
and the
tell.
Squid, and I'll leave a link for it in the description box. I've left the hardest one for last, and these are images of crocheted penguins. Honestly, I think this one is pretty tough to be able to tell which one is real.
No, are you kidding me? How is this tough? Nope, sorry. B is fake.
Is fake. Before
A is so
I
much
tell
more
you
charming.
which one is real and which one is fake, put your guess down in the comment box. I would love to know what you guys think.
Okay, nice.
The real one is on the left.
Call to action.
This is the adorable Mumford, the penguin by Sarah D.
Mumford.
Crochet. She's one of my favorite crochet
Mumford.
designers. But the fake AI one is very realistic looking, and I'm not.
I disagree. It's just like it's too off-putting. Like, there's a little bit of realism to it, more than others, but it's just too perfect. He is quite the little lad.
I'm not even sure if I was just going through and I saw this image that I would think it was AI. It is that realistic looking. The little AI whale, and I hope that you enjoyed today's video and that you're walking away with a few helpful tips for being able to spot these little stinky buggers out on the internet. But I hope you have a great rest of your week. Stay safe and happy stitching.
That was beautiful. I love her. Well, there you go. That's how you spot fake AI crochet patterns. Unlike this, which is going to be a very real stress ball with bisexual colors when it's done. And I'll be working on that probably tonight more. Because that's all I do anymore is fucking crochet. So there you go. I would in fact love a granny square cardigan. Oh, that would be so sick. Let's go back and look at that again. Where is it? I don't remember where it was. Here it is. Yeah, the one on the left. Here, actually, wait. She said she put the pattern in. Crochet granny square cardigan pattern. Here we go. And there it is. And there it is, folks. Star seller. I hope that didn't show my personal info. Fuck. Okay, they didn't. Sorry, I got nervous about that a lot. I'd wear the hell out of that. It's pretty sick. Also, I am currently trying to switch colors. It's a tricky task when you're working in the round like this, but we'll try. So, and I can never quite get it right. So like it always has a cut in it that you can see, but it's fine. It's clean enough. All right, so what do I need to do? I need to tie down the loose ends. Like so, like sus. Oh, speaking of sus, I have something to show you guys that I forgot about. Okay. And then we can proceed. As normal. So I wanted 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I was supposed to have more for the pink. Oh, fuck me. I gotta start this over. Because I was supposed to have 6 for the pink, 6. Yeah, I gotta start this over. It's fine. Whatever. But yeah, let me show you guys something real quick. I made a little Amogus. Look at that. Because it was originally going to be Darth Vader, but I was fucking up the head too bad. So, Amogus. It is pretty sus. Black is sus. All right, I think that's about it for me today. We got some stuff done. Don't forget about Jamaal Bowman in New York. I will be in Yonkers, New York, June 21st through 23rd. I'll keep reminding you guys as we get closer to the date. If you're not doing anything that weekend, please consider coming to join us. We would love to have you, and we could definitely use your help. I know Jamaal Bowman would really appreciate it. And he's a really good, just a really good guy. And I think that he deserves to keep his spot. And the DNC and organizations like AIPAC need to leave him the fuck alone. And I hope to see you guys there. So if you got time, definitely consider signing up. I'll leave the I'll link the description. I will leave the link in my Discord. So look out for it. But in the meantime, who's live? Can't wait to see crochet updates. I'll keep you guys updated. And I'll try to get the store going soon. I know you guys are looking forward to that. I got to figure out what I'm doing with it. Okay, let's check Twitch. Who's live on Twitch?
To like research because of our communities we can kind of tap the brain power of our entire community. 100%. Do you find it is sometimes easier to kind of sift through information when having that reach, or do you find it's a little bit more complicated because you can get a lot of the same answer that turns out to be bad?
So I always just say take it with a grain of salt, and you got to do your own research too. Everything on the internet you got to filter out, right?
Very
like
responsible.
filter out knowledge. No matter what we say to you, filter it out to see what you want to interpret as like your perspective, what works.
You guys are going over to Beer Bash. I will link
it's not
here.
enough if we know exactly what's going on in your life. So I can only give you advice to what you tell me.
Okay.
But I might not know exactly what's going on. Generally speaking, if it's a friend group problem, you could switch friends.
Yeah.
If it's a friend group not accepting you as who you are, swap friends. Dump them. They shouldn't be like that to you.
Yes.
If it's a partner, same thing.
Yes.
The hardest part is when it's family.
Yeah, I
And
agree
they're
with
like, let's
that.
say they're like 14 or 15 or 16. Usually they're 16 because if they're younger than 14, you can't be on Twitch.
Yeah,
right?
you're older. You're 16 because
16, you gotta be 16.
hey, Papa Twitch, we're not advocating people
Yeah, you gotta be
that
16.
we did 16.
Gotta be
Oh, it's
16.
in another tab.
Oh, yeah. But
with that being
generally
said,
speaking,
yeah.
under 18 is a little bit harder to answer those questions. And I usually tend to say, hold it out for 2 more years at home. You know,
Alright,
there's
get
a lot
over
of
there.
online forums that can help
We're
as
gonna host
well,
on the site.
where you can vent that
Thank
out.
you all again very
Maybe
much for
look
being
for
here. I had a lot
therapists
of
if
fun.
you're more accepting
Oh,
of
sorry, you
mental
guys
health.
are probably here.
You know, just use the
Or whatever is going on Twitch, I guess. My bad. I didn't have my headphones in. All right. Had a lot of fun. I hope you guys have a good night. Good rest of your weekend. I will see you all very soon, and I will try to get more videos uploaded and stuff for you. It's been slow lately just because I've been lazy about it, but I'll try to be more diligent. All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks again for being here. Love you all.